हेलो लर्नर्स, जरा इमेजिन करो आईआईटी की रेस में दौड़ते दौड़ते आप बस फिनिश लाइन तक पहुंचने ही वाले हो और आपको मिल जाए एक सही दिशा में हल्का सा पुश, सो दैट योर जीत इज पक्की। बिल्कुल इसीलिए हम लेकर आए हैं खास आपके लिए इन्फिनिटी लर्न जेईई एडवांस्ड क्रैश कोर्स। जेईई एडवांस्ड क्रैश कोर्स में आपको मिलती है 120 घंटे की लाइव क्लासेस, एक्सपर्ट फैकल्टी एंड डाउट क्लियरेंस और भी कमाल कमाल के फीचर्स। और जैसे कई सारे क्रैश कोर्सेज में होता है ना 100 बच्चों के बैचेस, नहीं, हम ऐसा नहीं करने वाले, क्योंकि हम देना चाहते हैं आपको पर्सनलाइज्ड लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस, जहां आपको मिलेगी आपके हर वीक टॉपिक पे हेल्प और आपके हर सवाल का जवाब। इतना ही नहीं, आपको मिलता है श्री चैतन्य का कॉम्पिटिटिव एनवायरनमेंट। जी हां, वही श्री चैतन्य जहां है 38 सालों की लेगेसी ऑफ प्रिपेयरिंग चैंपियंस। डू यू नो दैट 21% ऑफ IITians आर फ्रॉम श्री चैतन्य। यही नहीं, जेईई एडवांस क्रैश कोर्स में सिखाते हैं खुद IITians, जिससे आपको मिलेगी सही गाइडेंस फ्रॉम द पीपल who have cleared the exam in the past। अब इतने सारे रीजंस दे दिए, इतने सारे फीचर्स बता दिए, अब तो वेट मत करो, आज ही रजिस्टर करो, क्योंकि बैचेस स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं 17 अप्रैल से। एनरोल नाउ फॉर इन्फिनिटी लर्न जेईई एडवांस क्रैश कोर्स एंड करो आपकी जीत पक्की।
हेलो लर्नर्स, सो हाउ आर यू। आशा करता हूं आप सब लोग मस्त होंगे, स्वस्थ होंगे और जेईई के लिए बिल्कुल तैयार होंगे। So first of all, I would like to welcome you all to this live session in which we'll be discussing the JEE Mains question paper solutions as well as the questions of 11th of April shift 2. So I hope you might be very excited about what is to be asked in the JEE Mains 2023 in the shift 2. Now there are many students who have their examination on 13th, who have the examination on 15th. So they must be surprised to know that in the shift 1 of 11th of April, we have observed that the level of the questions has certainly been up. Now, in the mathematics, there are highly conceptual questions that have been asked. In the physics also, and the level of the chemistry was same as we can make the comparison with the previous shift examination papers. Okay, so the level of the physics and mathematics portion has little bit raised in the morning shift of 11th of April, and we are expecting the similar trend in the evening shift today. So we have taken, our team have taken the student reaction from the students who are standing outside the center, who had just came outside the center, and according to them also the level of the maths and physics has little bit increased. The time spent on the question, few of the questions were more than 3 or 4 minutes to actually complete the questions. So here we can see Sateja, hi beta. Vikash, hello sir, hello beta, how are you, how are you guys? So there are many students who are joining this live session, and I would like to request all of you to please subscribe this channel. The name of the channel is Infinity Learn JEE. Moreover, please like the video also, because we as a team of Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya Educational Institution are really working hard for you to come up or to conduct these live sessions in which we are giving you instant questions of the JEE Mains 2023. Mind it, these questions are the memory based questions. They may not match up exactly the way they were written in the JEE Mains paper, but the concept and the type of the question is being thoroughly authenticated by the students who are coming outside of the centers. We are not just relying upon one particular student to take the questions. We have gathered these questions from multiple sources, and we are verifying from other students also whether these are the questions or not. Okay, so very soon we'll be coming up with the chemistry questions and physics questions. We have got 2 or 3 questions. So sir would be coming up with the question paper discussion of the shift 2. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, if you want to discuss with me anything, you can have an open discussion with me. Okay. So Sai Teja, if we get 40 marks in the maths, enough? No, there is nothing enough to be said. If you get 100 out of 100, okay, so if you get 100% marks in your mathematics, that will be enough. Okay, not I cannot say what is enough, what is not enough. It depends on the shift. It depends on the it depends on the student who are actually sitting in that shift. Suppose the topper, all the toppers, particularly all the toppers of the India, they do not sit in the shift in which you are appearing. That means it is a very good luck for you, because the percentile is decided, is dependent, or is taken with reference to the marks of the topper in that shift. Okay, suppose all the toppers do not shift, do not sit, or do not write the paper in the shift in which you are writing it. That means automatically the marks on 100 percentile will be less in comparison to the shift in which all the toppers are sitting or writing the examination. Okay, so Sai Teja is saying for 98 percentile. It depends on the physics and chemistry examination also, na. Sai Teja, you need to make sure that combined percentile is being generated by looking into the physics, chemistry and mathematics portion combinedly. If you want to achieve 98 percentile, that means your score should be between 150 to 180, then only you will be able to have 98 percentile. Okay. In maths, so if you talk about maths and you want to score 98 percentile, then particularly in maths, then again I would say, if you talk about the shift that was previous to the 11th of April, okay, suppose if you talk about 6th of April or 8th of April or 10th of April, so the paper level was easy and many of the students were able to actually score more than 40 marks. So during those days you will be finding it difficult to actually get 98 percentile while securing 40 marks. But if you have secured 40 marks in 11th of April shift, then I can say that you will be able to get 98 percentile in these shifts. So today morning session was a bit different from the general trend. Yes, Sneheen, you're absolutely right, and we have also seen the same trend, that the level of the question conceptually also, okay, not the calculation part I'm talking about, the conceptual level of the question has been little bit raised in mathematics as well as physics. And I have taken the analysis from the chemistry teacher also. So according to the chemistry teacher, the chemistry remains same as it was before, but the level of the physics and maths has been raised right now. So yes, we have observed that in the upcoming sessions. Now we are expecting the same from this 11th of April shift 2 also. From the shift 2 onwards of 11th of April, we are actually guessing that the level of the paper of the maths and physics will be raised in comparison to the previous shifts. So if you have your examination of 13th and 15th, so don't worry, okay, because the paper is difficult for everyone, for every student who is being seated in your shift. Okay, so don't think that the paper will be difficult for me only. No, it is actually difficult for everyone, and if the paper is coming difficult, then it, like, the student who actually has prepared for JEE can do much better than the student who has not prepared it. But if the paper is easy, then every student can do good. So that is why always, if the paper is coming hard, then many of the students who have not prepared for the JEE particularly will be eliminated automatically due to the raise of the level of the paper. So here we can see many of the students are live right now and many would be joining very soon. I would request all of you to kindly share this video with your friends also. If you are attached with any of the Telegram group or the WhatsApp group, do share the link of this video in that group because it will really help me out or help us out as a team of Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. It will really motivate us if many of the live viewers are there in our videos or in our live sessions. So next exam, maths level compared to the JEE. My exam on 13. Yes, Sai Teja, if you have your exam on 13, then definitely we can say that the level of the questions in the mathematics will be conceptually little bit high in comparison to the previous shifts. Okay, so be prepared for it and try to do only those questions which require less effort and will be able to actually give you 4 marks. So try to cover up those questions first of all which are of easy level, which requires less effort, and you're damn sure for it that you'll be able to achieve it. Suppose there is a question from statistics, and that question from statistics will definitely help you out to gain a marks of 4 marks. Question from mathematical reasoning will help you out to gain 4 marks. Question from these chapters, height and distance, trigonometry, will also help you out to gain 4 marks. So start with these chapters questions which are really easy and in which you will be able to score high, and definitely you will be able to score if you hit the question from these chapters. Okay, so start from these chapters, make a good impression with the paper, and then you can proceed further to the difficult question. This is a strategy that you need to follow while giving your JEE Mains examination. Yeah, some easy topics first and then. Okay, cutoff for the advance, OBC cutoff for the advance, Mohit Patel is asking for. Mohit, as far as I can see here, that till now the JEE Mains, all the shifts has not been completed. Now, before all shifts being completed, I cannot give the exact analysis of the OBC cutoff state. Okay, so it would be better, let us actually complete all the shifts of the JEE, then we'll have an analysis that how is the marks and percentile being related to these shifts, and once we have the analysis of the marks versus percentile, then only we will be able to think about the OBC cutoff for the advance. Meanwhile, if you want this OBC cutoff for the advance, so you can have the tentative value by looking into the last year data. So you can just refer the last year data, and with the there will be a slight change in the last year data, and always it is happening. There is a difference of plus minus 5 marks in the cutoff list of OBC category or any category. Sir, can you say what can we read for the JEE paper 2 other than for the math section? So if you Siri, if you ask me that what can we read for the JEE paper 2 other than the math section, so you just need to thorough with the syllabus first of all, and also you need to watch the previous year paper. Okay, so just take a glimpse of the previous year paper, how the paper is being coming, and the paper 2 of the JEE Mains consists of the drawing portion. Okay, so you should carry all the tools that are required for actually drawing a perfect drawing, and you can have the practice of the question that has been asked in the previous year. Okay, so that will really help you out if you do the previous year questions. सर डर लग रहा है, नहीं साहित्य जा, डरने की तो कोई बात नहीं है. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इज बी स्ट्रेस फ्री, बी कूल, बी काम एंड बी कॉन्फिडेंट. whatever you have done till now, whatever preparation you have done till now, be motivated for it, be confident for it. You know everything and nothing can stop you. This is the most important success mantra that you need to follow. Okay, डरने से कुछ नहीं होगा, डर के आगे जीत है. और डेफिनेटली क्योंकि तुमने अगर मेहनत करी है, पूरी लगन से मेहनत की है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली तुम्हें अच्छा रिजल्ट मिलेगा. फिर तो कोई भी एनर्जी आ जाए यूनिवर्स की, वो तुम्हें रोक नहीं सकती है. So using all the letters of the word maths, then find the rank of the word THAMS. Okay, Praveen gives us the very first question, find the rank. Chalo, let us start with the very first question. So here we have the first question that is being given by the Praveen, और इन्होंने ऐसा बोला है कि मैथ के लेटर से हम लोग सबसे पहले वर्ड्स लिखना स्टार्ट करते हैं. ओके, तो इसको अल्फाबेटिकली ऑर्डर में अरेंज करो सबसे पहले. सो ए विल कम एट द फर्स्ट पोजिशन, देन H will come in the second position, then we can observe M will come in the next position, then S will come, and then T will come. So this is the alphabetical arrangement of the letters of the word maths. Once I have arranged them alphabetically, so I can see that there are 5 characters, so this can be arranged in the 5 factorial ways, so total 120 words will be formed. Out of these 120 words, we need to find the rank. We need to find the rank of the word that is given here, THAMS. So we need to find the rank of this word. So how will I be able to find? So before that, let us start with the word which are starting from A. So all the words which are starting from A are 4 factorial, which is 24. All the words which are starting from H are 4 factorial, which is 24. All the words which are starting from M are 4 factorial, which is 24. All the words which starts from S are 4 factorial, okay, which is 24. I hope you are able to understand this. Okay, now from T, this THAMS is coming. Okay, so the very first word will start in the series of the words which are starting with the letter C, with the letter T is TA. The words which are starting from TA. So the words which are starting from TA are 3 factorial, and the words which are starting from TA will not consist of TH. Okay, so now let us consider the words which are starting from TH. In the words which are starting from TH, they will be 6, and out of 6, the THAMS will be present automatically. Okay, so TH if I am considering, then the very first from TH will be THAMS, that is the first one. Okay, from all the words which are starting from TH, THAMS is the first word that is from the first two initials as TH. Okay, so 24, 24, 24, 24, 96, 96 and 7. So 96 and 7 will give me the rank of this word THAMS, and thus we will be able to get the answer as 103. So out of these 120 words, 103, at the rank of 103, THAMS will stand out. So this is the, yes Praveen, you're absolutely right. And this is the question. Praveen, are you sure that this question have been asked in the today's shift of the JEE Mains evening slot, that is a shift session 2 and the shift 2. Okay, so hi Ashu Prasad, how are you? And I can see many of the students have recently, I am Kirthan. Okay, hi Kirthan, how are you? And I can see many of the students are live right now, but they're not liking this session. So please like this session. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel Infinity Learn JEE, so please subscribe to this channel. I have completed my JEE exam just now. Very good, Kirthan. Okay, Kirthan, it's good to see that you just completed your JEE and you have joined our live session. And Kirthan, I just want to seek the feedback from you. Like, how was the paper? How was the maths section? How was the physics section? How was the chemistry section? Was maths tough in comparison to the previous attempts? Was physics tough in comparison to previous attempt? So you have experienced the questions of the previous attempt. Now what is your take for this? Okay, so all the feedback that you can help out for all the students who would be appearing for JEE Main, please give your feedback in the comment section. Okay, maths is lengthy. Okay, as we all know that everything depends on the mathematics subject. And what about the physics, Kirthan? So students are waiting here in the live and Kirthan is replying. Kirthan has just completed with the JEE Mains and he's giving us a appropriate analysis of what actually, how was the paper and what is the level of the paper today. So can you please tell me, Kirthan, about the physics as well as the chemistry? How was the physics portion? How was the chemistry portion? We are waiting for you over here. And we are waiting for the reply in the comment section. Moreover, there are many students in this live right now. So if you have any inputs to give in this live session, you can also put down the comments in the comment section. That will really help you out. Anyone can do at least 5 questions in maths, but another 20 questions are the big task. All right. So according to Kirthan, around about 5 to 6 questions were there, which were easy level questions, and the remaining were the lengthy questions. Okay, physics were easy. Did you find, Kirthan, that the physics questions were directly formula based or there was a concept involved in that? So chemistry easy to moderate. Okay, this time always it is chemistry easy, but this time we are observing easy to moderate. Okay, so sir, do we have the questions of the physics now?
Yeah, we have a few questions.
Okay, so we have got few questions of the physics and Anirudh sir is coming here to discuss the physics questions and their solution with you people. Stay tuned, and better if you would be sharing this video with other students also, because that will really motivate us as a team of Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. And these likes, these comments, these subscriptions in our YouTube channel are really motivating us, and we'll be really working hard for you and bringing for you, we are bringing the authenticated questions and the solutions of the JEE Mains of every shift. So whenever you have the exam of JEE Mains, definitely we'll be coming live after every slot, in the morning also and in the evening slot also. Okay, so just stay tuned. Whether you have completed your JEE or you haven't given your JEE yet, we will always come for you to actually discuss the question paper and the solutions of the JEE Main. So physics are the formula based and 3 statement type questions were there. Chemistry, they give 6 assertion reason. Oh, that's a huge number, 6 assertion reason. So that means but with the help of assertion reason, they can actually increase the level of the questions, question paper, because many of the students are not having the habit of solving these assertion reason questions. And since there are 6 assertion reason questions, so definitely many of the students would be stuck in these questions. Okay, so sir, I welcome you to the live session in which students are really eagerly waiting for the physics question to be discussed for the JEE Mains 2023 11th of April evening shift. So let us start with the discussion of the paper solutions, and then we will be discussing the maths paper solutions. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So we have got around 4 questions as of now. As and when they come, we'll be having more, and by that time I'm guessing we'll get some maths and chemistry questions as well. So we'll start off with all of the questions. Okay, you're giving me maths questions. Ashu Prasad, from based on this, I feel that you have you have given the exam in this very shift. So you are able to know that information. Thank you, Ashu Prasad. You will be a very valuable asset in today's session. So do stay tuned in and verify the questions as and when I give them. So the first question that we have got is a question from dimensional analysis. So in dimensional analysis, they have asked you to represent the density, the dimension of density in terms of you have to represent density as the fundamental units that you'll consider are force, velocity and time. So you have to consider, okay, your name is Kirtan. Okay, great. My bad, I called you Ashu Prasad. That's what your name is on YouTube. But anyway, Kirtan, over here we have to represent the dimensions of density in terms of force, velocity and time. Is it velocity or is it volume? I've just got it handwritten, so I'm assuming it is velocity. Kirtan, if you could confirm that, if you have given the test today. Anyone else who might also know about it? So let's write it in a form. First up, what is the dimension of rho? Dimension of rho is ml minus 3, mass divided by volume. That is the dimensions of density. Next is the dimensions of force. I've told this before about dimensional analysis. You should always remember force and energy. These two dimensions you should remember. Everything else can be derived from them. Okay, so the dimension relation of force was ml t minus 2. Okay, next we have velocity. The dimension of velocity is lt minus 1. And lastly we have time, which has the same dimensions as t, as is. Okay, okay, Kirtan, the question that you are giving me, just hang on, because I'm doing one question here, and as and when the chat comes, the question will scroll up. I won't be able to see it. So when I ask for it, Kirtan, then provide the question, because then I'll be able to see it and take it down right away. Okay, otherwise it will scroll up in chat by the time I finish this. Alright. So this is the question. We need to represent rho in terms of that. So let's assume this type of question is done in even NCERT. Even in NCERT this kind of question is done. We will write that over here ml minus 3 is equal to, we'll assume that it is, or rather let's not write this in the very beginning. Let's write it exactly as it's done in NCERT. We can do a lot of mental maths and I'll expect most of you to do that. But before that, rho is equal to f to the power a, v to the power b into t to the power c. We'll assume this is the case. Then in that case, you have ml minus 3 is equal to mlt minus 2 to the power a, just a minute, to the power a into velocity is lt minus 1 to the power b, and over here we have the time t as is, t to the power c. So let's expand it up. ml minus 3, this stays as is on this side. You have m to the power a into l to the power, you have l to the power a plus b, and there is nothing there. So l to the power, it will be a plus b. Okay, if I make any calculation errors, students, just let me know. T to the power, you have minus 2a minus 2a minus b plus c. Okay, m to the power a, l to the power a plus b, and t to the power minus 2a minus b plus c. Okay, we are already getting answers. Kirtan has given an answer, Vikash has given an answer. So anyway, we'll see it. If you compare both of them, right away you see one thing, that a is equal to 3. That is the first thing, a is equal to 1, my bad. A is equal to 1 because m, here it is m to the power a, here it is m to the power 1, which means a is equal to 1. Next, a plus b is equal to minus 3. This is the first one, we've got a. Next is a plus b is equal to minus 3. Since a is equal to 1, B is equal to minus 4. Okay, A is equal to 1. Once you put there, you have minus 3 minus A, minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4. Next, over here we have minus 2A minus B plus C is equal to 0 because there is no time factor on this side. So if you do that, you have C is equal to 2A plus B. This is 2, this is minus 4. So 2 minus 4, so C is equal to minus 2. So your rho in terms of F, V and T, because we had represented it in this form, so your rho would be equal to, we'll write it here, this is the answer, rho is equal to F to the power 1, so F stays as is, V to the power minus 4, so V to the power minus 4 into T to the power minus 2, T to the power minus 2. This would be the formula in that case. That's right, Vikash, it's F, V to the power minus 4, T to the power minus 2. Good work writing the powers in the YouTube chat. Anyway, we'll move on to the next question now. This is the first question. Everyone clear? This method has been shown as is in NCERT itself. Even if you have given your boards, you know that this is one of the most standard questions from units and dimensions. Next question we have is, okay, we have a question here about, this is for terminal velocity. So they have said that 8 drops fall with velocity such that u is equal to 10 meters per second, and they are falling with the terminal velocity. So each of the drop falling with the terminal velocity given by 10 meters per second. It is asked that if all of those 8 drops combine, then what is the velocity of the combined drop? So you have these many drops that you have 8 drops, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all of these combine into a bigger drop. Because they combine into a bigger drop, their radius increases, and you know that the terminal velocity is dependent on the radius. So the terminal velocity will change, and we have to find out what that change is. From 10 meters, where does it go to? First goal is to think that if the radius of each of them is small r, then, and if the radius of this is capital R, what is small r and capital R, how are they related to each other? So we know the volume has to remain the same, which means 8 into 4 by 3 pi r cube should be equal to 4 by 3 pi capital R cube. This is volume of each smaller drop, 8 total drops, so this is the total volume, and that is equal to the volume of the bigger drop. Okay, cancel out this 4 by 3 pi, 4 by 3 pi, put the cube root on both sides, you will get r is equal to 2r if you put cube root on both sides. So we have got the radius in terms of the other radius. Now what is the formula for the terminal velocity? Okay, I want you people to also comment, do these questions, solve it. Kirtan, you gave a question, you gave an answer, then you retracted it. Try to solve this also. Vikash, Sai Teja, all of you who are here joining us, everyone else, do comment over there. I'll know that who is here, and I can call you out and give you a shout out. You might think that think of it that way, and solve these questions with me. Okay, so here we have r and 2r. Next up, what is the formula for terminal velocity? Terminal velocity is given by 2 by 9 r square g into rho minus sigma divided by eta. Right? This is the formula for terminal velocity. R is the radius, g is acceleration due to gravity, rho is the density of whatever the inside it, that's the density, rho. Sigma is the density of the surrounding fluid, eta is the coefficient of viscosity. So over here, as it is coming down, we see all the things except this r. In the two cases except r, everything else is constant. Rho, sigma would be same, eta will also be the same because it's a property of that fluid. So Vt is only proportional to r square. That is the only part we need, which means with regards to this, V combined divided by u is equal to capital R square divided by small r square. Okay, because it's proportional to r square. So with regards to this case, bigger drop, It was capital R, smaller drops, it was small r. So we can put capital R is equal to 2r, so we have 4r square by r square. Cancel this out, that is equal to 4. So you want V. V is equal to U into 4, U is 10 meters per second, so this becomes 40 meters per second. Okay. Hi Rajesh, welcome to the session. Rajesh, did you give your exam in yesterday's shift? Because yesterday you were providing quite a few useful questions, so I'm assuming you gave your exam in the previous shift, but even then if you have come here, that's good commitment on your part. So this is the terminal velocity question. Anyone with any doubts in this, you can let me know. Okay. Fine, let's get moving with the next question. Since there are no comments coming in with regards to doubts, we can move ahead. By the way, keep solving, all of you. And if you haven't liked the session yet, do like the session and subscribe to the channel, because we'll still be bringing you more of these JEE Shift solutions along with questions for JEE Advanced as well. We'll help you through the entire process on this channel. Okay, next is the third question we have is a Doppler effect question. Now again, I'm a bit skeptical about the values or the exact question given, but I'll do what it seems to me based on the handwriting that I have got here. I'll do it based on what it seems to be. If there are any corrections, you can let me know in the chat that, sir, the question, this was the value, or any other changes required, you can let me know. So it says that you have two cars moving towards each other. You have one car moving with a velocity of 20 meters per second and the other car moving towards it with a velocity of 40 meters per second. Okay, we have the two cars moving towards each other. This is a source. This is the source. This is the observer. This emits frequency of 400 hertz. They have asked you what is the frequency heard by the observer over here. So straightforward Doppler effect question where source and observer are moving towards each other. So okay, so here we have f dash is equal to f into, since it's both moving towards each other, it is v plus vo divided by v minus vs. Now again, velocity of sound has not been given, which I will take to be 340 meters per second. Okay, we'll take it to be 340 meters per second in this case. So f is, let's do it here itself, f dash is equal to 400 multiplied with v plus vo. So v is the speed of sound, which I have not got here, but I am assuming it's traveling in the same direction. Okay, AK Don says that it's traveling in the same direction. Okay, because here the direction had not been specified. Okay, let's fix this. Let's fix this. It's traveling in the same direction, which means the source, thank you for that correction. I'm assuming that's the correct correction that you have given. So both of them moving in the same direction. If that is the case, then your formula, this will become minus. This will become V minus VO. V minus VO divided by V minus VS. Okay. Velocity of air is also given as 360. Great. Thank you so much. AK Don, velocity of air has been, we have received the velocity of air. V of air, or rather V, is equal to 360 meters per second. So let's solve this. We have 360 minus VO, VO is 40, divided by 360 minus source moving towards it at 20 meters per second. So 360 minus 20. Okay, you'll be having 360 minus 20 meters per second. So what do we get out of this? We get 400 multiplied with, up top you have 320, down below you're going to have 340. 320 by 340. So cancel this out. Up top you'll get 16. Here you will get 17. So I don't have the options here exactly. Options here exactly I don't have. Then okay. Here I'm not assuming, okay, the question seems So Ekadon says it's the observer is behind the source. Okay, let's do this so far, then we'll also do the case where it is behind the source. It's good only because we are getting all of the options. We are getting all of the options over here. All of the different cases possible. So here you will get a quantity that will be less than 400 hertz, just less than 400 hertz, because 16 by 17 is not too far less than 1. Okay, it's not too less than 1, so over here it would be 400 hertz. Okay, this is the case where source is behind observer. Now we'll do the same question again, because we have got the correction that the observer is behind the source. So we'll do with that as well. But this is also an additional thing that you got to know. If you get it in the future shifts, that can help you out. So let's do it the way that Ayush is also confirming that the observer is behind the source. So simple thing, if the observer is behind the source, observer moving in this direction with 40 meters per second, Ayush and Ekadon, okay, here we have got the full question. A car with speed 20 blows horn, 400 hertz next to car B, behind car in same direction with 40 meters per second. Okay, so the observer is in 40 meters per second car and the source is in 20 meters per second, is moving 20 meters per second in the same direction, observer behind it, right? So from this side you will be getting the frequency of 400 hertz and you want f dash on this side. Okay, so this is the case where source moving away from observer, observer moving towards the source, which means our formula will change here slightly. It will be f into v plus vo divided by v plus vs. Okay, v value, speed of sound is given as 360 meters per second. Okay, so over here the formula would be v plus vo by v plus vs. So we can put in the values 400 multiplied with v plus vo is 360 plus 40, that is we have up top also 400 divided by down below we have 360 plus vs, that is 360 plus 20, that is 380. Okay, so obviously some of these terms it would have been good if it was reversed. Can you confirm that this is okay? Everyone is getting 421, so this is 40, this is 20 only. I was thinking if this would be 20, this would be 40, it would be great because the 400s would have cancelled out. But as it turns out, based on the options AK and Ayush are giving, it would be 400 by 380 only. So even if you cancel this out, with 20 you get 20 over here and you get 19 here. So it's roughly equal to, if you calculate, you would get 421. I'm trusting your word in this, because 20 by 19 you can even divide and test it out if you want. If you really want to divide for here you can do mainly 80 by 19, you can get an idea from that, and based on that you can proceed. Okay, so I'm assuming it would be 421 only. Okay, this is just division. Beyond this, by the way, if you want me to do the division, let me know, because here the better way to do the division is to rather divide 80 by 19, because there you would get 4.2. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it just to show you how the quicker calculations proceed with here. Instead of multiplying full, you multiply 80 by 19. If you multiply 80 by 19, this will go with 4 and this will go to 76. Why do I know it will go with at 76? Maybe if you remember tables, great for you. Even if you don't, 20 into 4 would have gone to 80. So 19 into 4 would be 4 less than 80, 76. So you have 4 coming out here. If you put a decimal, goes here. 2, that would take it to 38. You have 2 coming out, 20, 4.21. So 4.21 into, I've taken it as 80. So you can put 10 to the power 2 there, make it 421. Okay? Huh? Yeah?
How many questions do you have?
I have just one more question beyond this. You can just be ready. I'll just finish with one more question. Then Akshay sir will be coming in with the maths questions. Okay. Next up, we have projectile motion, which by the way is coming in every single shift. Projectile motion is coming in every single shift. So Rajesh, you just asked me, having exam on 13th April, shift 2, projectile motion consistently coming in every single shift and similar pattern. Okay, we are getting a similar type of question in a way to what we got in shift 1 for today. So Rajesh, my advice is there's nothing specific I can tell you that if you're in 13th April second shift, do this. Just follow these sessions every day because you'll get an idea of the paper. Because the pattern and the type of questions, even the topics, and even almost similar questions have been coming in the consequent shifts. So follow these. That is my advice to you. If you have it towards the last days, then my advice is make use of that. Follow all of these sessions. So this is the case where we have projectile motion launched at a velocity of 40 meters per second, and the launch angle is 30 degree. They have asked you what is the velocity at t is equal to 2 seconds. Okay, so there are two ways to do this. One, you can actually break it up into u sin theta, u cos theta, and then you can the u sin theta component work what happens to u sin theta in 2 seconds and so on. But there is a simpler way to do this. If you just observe it, you will see a trick. The trick is that it goes through the entire path. But if you look at the time of flight, that is 2u sin theta by g, 2u sin theta by g, then you will see you will be having 2 into 40, sine of 30 is going to give you half divided by 10. So you would be getting 4 seconds as the time of flight. What does the time of flight help you over here? If the time of flight is 4 seconds and you want velocity at 2 seconds, that means at 2 seconds the particle is at its topmost point. At t equal to 2 seconds, it is at its topmost point. And what do we know at the topmost point? We know that at the topmost point, the velocity is just u cos theta. The reason being the u sin theta component that becomes 0. It goes up, becomes 0, then again u sin theta starts increasing. Here the velocity is just going to be u cos theta. So you can directly find it out. U cos theta would be equal to 40 into cos of 30 is root 3 by 2. Cancel this out. So your V is equal to 20 root 3 meters per second. Okay. Don, no, the answer is not 0. I think you are talking about only the vertical component. Vertical component is 0, but they have asked you for what the actual speed is. The u cos theta part is going to stay as it is. That remains unchanged throughout the trajectory of the projectile. So that is going to stay as is. Just the u sin theta part vanishes. So u cos theta is your actual speed. Okay. So, sir, do we have the maths questions?
Yes, we have.
Ready? Yeah. Okay. So now Akshay sir would be coming in with the maths questions. I'll probably be back in some time as well. No issues, John. It's okay. I'll be back in a while with the more physics questions as and when we get them.
I have 3 or 4 questions to discuss, sir. Accordingly, we can manage.
So I'm assuming around 15-20 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
I'll be back soon.
So, hello students, we are back with the maths paper discussion, and we have around about 2 or 3 questions, and these questions which we have got are a little bit easy. They are not highly conceptual questions, so you won't be facing too much of difficulty in attempting these questions. Okay, so let us start with the solution. I already have these questions. Just a minute. Yes. So this particular question I think we already have discussed with you. Just a minute. The slide is being loaded. All right. Yeah. So this question we already have discussed. Out of all the letters of the maths, then the rank of T, H, A, M, S. So this particular question we already have done. Yeah, chemistry sir is also coming. He is also having 2 or 3 questions. After my session, chemistry sir would be taking this session. Okay. Now here we have a question of the mathematics, and which is from the differential equation. Okay. So guys, we have dy by dx, then we have 5 upon x times 1 plus x raised to the power 5 y is equals to 1 plus x raised to the power 5 whole square upon x raised to the power 7. So this is a question from the chapter differential equation, and can you please observe which type of the differential equation is given here? Yes, by looking into this equation we can easily observe that this is a linear differential equation. Okay, linear differential equation. So guys, it is very easy for us to now solve, because important part is to actually analyze which type of differential equation is given over here. Since we have a linear differential equation given over here, so what we will do here, first of all, we'll be finding the integrating factor, okay? Now, how to find this integrating factor? Integrating factor is e raised to the power integration p dx. Okay, now what is p? P is the function that is attached with y. So here we are writing e raised to the power integration p. P will be 5 upon whole divided by x, and it will be 1 plus x raised to the power 5, and this is with respect to dx. Now, how to integrate this function? So basically, I will be explaining you how to integrate this function. So I will be taking this x raised to the power 5 common. Okay, so it is 5 upon, if I take this x raised to the power 5 common, it will become x raised to the power 6. Now, if I take x raised to the power 5 common from this parenthesis, it will become x raised to the power minus 5, and then it will become plus 1. So I need to deal with the integration of this. So I'll apply the method of substitution. I'll assume x raised to the power minus 5 plus 1 as t. The differentiation of it will be minus 5 will come in the front, there will be 1 power less, it will minus 6. Then it is dx is equals to dt. So I am observing that 5 into x raised to the power minus 6 is already present. So this can be converted to minus dt, and the denominator is written as t. Now if I integrate this minus dt upon t, that will be equals to log t. Now t we already have assumed, so this is equals to minus log, it will be equals to x raised to the power minus 5 plus 1. I hope you are able to understand. Now I will be taking this negative sign to the power of this expression. So that will be in the reciprocal. So this will be converted to x raised to the power 1 upon x raised to the power 5 plus 1. So this will be written as x raised to the power 5 whole divided by 1 plus x raised to the power 5. I hope you are able to understand how we got this expression. Okay, so this is the result that we have got after the integration. Okay, now how we got this result? Students, do you have any confusion? I have just taken this minus 1 to the power of the argument. Now this argument becomes the reciprocal, and once this argument becomes the reciprocal, so 1 plus x raised to the power 5, and here we have x raised to the power 5 in the numerator. Now I am just keeping this value over here. Okay, so I am keeping this value over here. It will be e raised to the power log of x raised to the power 5 whole divided by 1 plus x raised to the power 5. So directly I can write that integrating factor will become x raised to the power 5 whole divided by 1 plus x raised to the power 5. So this is the integrating factor that we have got here. Once we have the integrating factor, then it will be very easy for me to write the solution of differential equation, because according to the solution of differential equation, it will be y into integrating factor. Integrating factor is x raised to the power 5 whole divided by 1 plus x raised to the power 5 is equals to integration of q. Q is this function which is written in the right hand side. So it will be 1 plus x raised to the power 5 whole square whole divided by x raised to the power 7. So integration of q into integrating factor. Now what is this integrating factor? It will be x raised to the power 5 whole divided by 1 plus x raised to the power 5 q into integrating factor, and then it will be plus c. I hope you are able to understand this. Now let us cancel this. 1 plus x raised to the power 5 getting cancelled with 1 plus x raised to the power 5. X raised to the power 5 getting cancelled with x raised to the power 7. So it will become 2. So ultimately this will be integration of 1 plus x raised to the power 5 whole divided by x square, and then this is integrated with respect to x. Here we have y times x raised to the power 5 whole divided by 1 plus x raised to the power 5. I hope this is also clear to you. Now, will you be able to integrate this function? Yes, the integration of this function is very easy now. It will be 1 upon x square, that can be written as x raised to the power minus 2 plus 1 upon minus 2 plus 1. Then we have integration of x cube. It will be written as x raised to the power 4 whole divided by x raised to the power 4 plus c. So this is the final solution, general solution of the given differential equation. But have they asked the general solution? No, they haven't asked about the general solution. So they ask you to get the value of the function at x is equals to 2. They are asking you the value of y at x is equals to 2. So what we need to do, first of all, we'll be finding the value of c. I'll put the value of x as 1 and I'll put the value of y as 2. If I put the value of x as 1 and y as 2, I'll be able to get the particular solution. That means I'll be able to first of all find the value of c. Once I find the value of c, then I'll put the value of x as 2 and I'll simplify to get the value of y. So in this way, I will be able to get the final answer as 693 over 128. So 693 over 128 will be the final answer for this question. Are you all able to understand how I found the value of integrating factor first of all? Then I found the solution of differential equation. Then I have converted this general solution into particular solution. And then I put the value of x as 2 to get the value of y. So in this way, this question carries a lot of length. So round about 4 minutes will be required to complete this question, and that makes the level of the difficulty higher for this type of question, okay. But you need to, like, there is a less conceptual, level of the concept is being involved, because directly we can observe this is dy by dx plus py is equals to q. So the linear differential equation can easily be identified by looking into this equation, okay. So I observed that many of the students if they were attempting this session, so many of the students would be able to attempt this question and get to the final answer for this result. So if you are all able to understand how we have done this question, then we are moving ahead to the next illustration. Guys, are you all ready for the next illustration? Put your comments in the comment section. Say yes or no. Are you all ready for the next question? Just say yes or no. All right. So we are moving ahead to the next illustration now. Here is another illustration from the chapter determinant. Okay. So one particular determinant is given to us. It is x plus 1, x plus lambda, x plus lambda square. And this determinant is being opened, and this is equals to 9 upon 8, 1 by 103x plus 81. So this is an identity function that is given to you. This is an identity relationship. That means for every x, left hand side will be equals to the right hand side. So whenever these type of the questions are being asked in the JEE Mains examination, you need not to expand this determinant. Okay, ऐसा मत करना कि आप expand कर रहे हो, आप properties लगा रहे हो, नहीं, बहुत लंबा पड़ेगा. तो आप क्या करना इस type के questions में, what you need to do here, so you just need to put the value of x by your own. Okay, कोई भी x की value डाल देना. अब सबसे पहले बच्चों मेरे दिमाग में आया जैसे ये question दिखा, I seen this question and I got to know, let us put the value of x as 0 both the sides. So here I will be substituting x is equals to 0 both sides. So if I try to substitute x is equals to 0 both sides, then what will happen? So the first row, very nice, very nice. So the first row elements will become 1, 0, 0. That makes a determinant very easy, very easy. Then 0, lambda 0, 0, lambda 0. And here we have 0, 0, lambda square, 0, 0, lambda square. So this determinant is now very easy. Here in the right hand side we have 9 over 8. Then we have 103x plus 81. So if I put the value of x as 0, so 0 plus 81, it will be 81. I hope this is clear to you. Now if I try to expand this, it will be lambda cube. And this is equals to 9 upon 8 into 81. Directly I can write the value of lambda as 9 over 2. Very nice, bachcho. You have given the right response in the comment section. Yes, Kirthan. So lambda is equals to 9 by 2 is the perfect value that we have got here. Now we need to form a quadratic whose roots are lambda and lambda by 3. If I divide 9 by 2 by 3, I will be able to get 9 upon 6. And 9 upon 6 can be written as 3 by 2. Can be written as 3 by 2. So I want to form a quadratic whose roots are 9 upon 2 and 3 by 2. So the way is x square minus sum of roots into x plus product of roots is equals to 0. So I have x square minus 12 upon 2. So it will be 6. And then we have 27 over 4 is equals to 0. Let us take this 4 here. So it will be 4x square minus 24x plus 27. 4x square minus 24x plus 27 is given to us in the option B. Hence option B will be the final answer. I hope students you all are able to understand how we have answered this question. Is this clear to everyone in the class? Please put your comments. Sir, when will be the JEE Advanced crash course start? So just after your JEE Mains, last date to complete your JEE Mains is 15. So just after your JEE Mains examination, we'll be starting with the crash course of the JEE Advanced. If you haven't enrolled now, so please, there is a link in the description box. Please click on that link. You'll be able to get all the information related to the JEE Advanced course, and highly experienced faculties are taking that batch. So we will be providing you a hand-hold support for your JEE Advanced preparation. Okay. So let us move to the next question without wasting your time. So here we go to the next question. This is a question from the statistics, and let us see how many students will be able to do this. The mean and the variance of these observations 1, 2, 4, 5, x and y is 5 and 10. Okay, so these are the observations given to you. Mean is 5 and the variance is 10 respectively. Find the mean deviation about mean. So basically we need to get the value of the mean deviation about mean. How will I be able to actually answer this question? So the very first is we'll be taking the help of the mean to get the value of x and y. So I'll write here, just a minute, I'll write here x bar is equals to 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus x plus y, and this is divided by the number of observations. Here the number of observations are 6 and the mean is given to you as 5. I'll take this 6 here, it will become 30. So here we have 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 2, 11, 11 plus 1, 12, 30 minus 12, 30 minus 12, that will become 18. So here we will have the value of x plus y as 18. This is the first relationship. Now they have also given us the value of the variance. So the variance is sigma square. Sigma square is given to you as 10. Shortcut to get the variance is it will be here on YouTube or on the Chaitanya platform. Vikash, it will be at the Infinity Learn platform, and you can enroll from the link which is given in the description box. Okay, so here if I talk about the variance, variance means mean of the squares. That means 1 square, 2 square, then it is 4 square, then it is 5 square, and then it is x square, then it is y square. Mean of the squares minus square of mean. So mean is already given to us as 5 minus square of mean. This is given to you as 10. Now we need to simplify and we need to get the value of x square plus y square from here. So I will get the value of x square plus y square as 164 if I try to simplify this. So this is the equation number 1, this is the equation number 2. Using first and second equation, I will be able to get the value of x and y. Using first and second equation, I will be able to get the value of x and y. So basically x will be 10 and y will be 8. Yes, definitely Kirtan, you have given the right response. So one of the number will be 10 and the other number will be 8. So you can assume x as 10 or y as 8. You can also assume x as 8, y as 10. It depends on you. Nothing will be changed. Now you need to find the value of the mean deviation about mean. So first of all, for determining the mean deviation about mean, you need to find all the DIs. DI means deviation. That is xi minus x bar. Xi minus x bar. So basically after finding all xi minus x bar, these are the deviations, and then you need to find the mean of all these deviations. So the first deviation is, if I have the observations with me, these are the observations 10 and 8. So let us find the first deviation, 1 minus 5, it will be 4. Then 2 minus 5, because the mean is 5 over here, okay. So 2 minus 5, it will be 3. I want to take the absolute value of it. 4 minus 5, it will be 1. 5 minus 5, it will be 0. 10 minus 5, it will be 5. 8 minus 5, it will be 3. So these are the deviations. Once we have all the DIs, then it will be very easy for me to find the value of mean deviation about the mean. Mean deviation about mean. So in this case, what we need to do, we need to add all these 3. So it will be 4 plus 3 plus 1 plus 5 plus 3, and we need to divide it by 6. So 4 plus 3, it will be 7, 7 plus 1, 8, and 8 plus 8, it will be 16, and 16 gets divided by 6. So that will be turning out to 8 over 3. So the mean deviation about the mean for this question will be 8 over 3. I hope you all are able to understand that how we have done this question from the chapter statistics. Guys, are you all able to understand the solution? Say yes or no. Just put the comments in the comment section. Are you all able to understand this solution? Say yes or no. If you are able to understand this solution, then we'll be moving forward to the next question. All right. Here is another important question in front of you, in which you need to find the domain of the function fx. And this is the domain. It is written as fx is equals to 1 upon square root of greatest integer function x square minus 3 times greatest integer function of x minus 10. So how to proceed with these type of questions where the domain is being asked to you? Domain means the values of x that can make this function defined. So basically, how will I be able to do this question? So whenever we have a square root in any of the question, so in that case, what we will do, we will take the quantity or the expression inside the square root to be positive. since this expression is written in the denominator, so therefore this expression or the square root cannot be equals to 0. So that is why I will be writing here greatest integer function of x square minus 3 times greatest integer function of x minus 10 should be greater than 0. I hope you are able to understand this. Now what we need to do, we need to factorize it. Since this is a quadratic expression, so it will be very easy for me to factorize. I would request chemistry sir to actually come up after this question, because students are really waiting for the chemistry questions. If you have 2 or 3 questions, sir, you can come here to discuss the chemistry solutions. Okay, so I am discussing the maths question right now. Here we need to create the 2 factors in such a way. The first factor will be greatest integer of x minus 5, and the second factor will be greatest integer of x, and it will be plus 2. I hope this is clear to you how we created the factors of it. Now let us use the wavy curve method. In this wavy curve method, what we need to do, I'll plot this minus 2, I'll plot this 5. I'll observe that if I put the value of greatest integer function as 0, then 0 minus 5, 0 plus 2 will not satisfy. This interval will be satisfied, and this interval will be satisfied. So here we have greatest integer function less than minus 2, and here we have greatest integer function greater than 5. Since I want to create greatest integer function greater than 5, so I need to pick up all those values of x, which are greater than or equals to 6. So x will be from 6 to infinity. If I want to create the greatest integer function less than minus 2, so in this case x belongs to minus infinity to minus 2. This minus 2 should not be included. Now they're asking us the combined domain. So the domain of this function will be x belongs to minus infinity to minus 2, and then it will be union 6 to infinity. I hope students you all are able to understand how we have completed this question. Now with us chemistry sir is also there. We'll be coming up with this Kirtan solution. We'll be coming up with this solution. So meanwhile, let us discuss some of the chemistry questions, and then definitely I'll address this question in front of you. A plus B plus C plus D is 11, then the maximum value of this expression we need to determine. So in this particular case, you need to split A into 5 parts, that is A upon 5, A upon 5, A upon 5, B into 3 parts, B upon 3, B upon 3, C into 2 parts, C upon 2, C upon 2, and D. So the concept of AM greater than GM needs to be applied in this question, then we'll be able to get the answer of this question. Okay, Kirtan? So we'll be coming up with the solution of this question, don't worry. Meanwhile, chemistry sir wants to discuss some of the questions. Let him discuss first of all. So, hi sir.
Hello sir. So now we have got some question in chemistry, right? Let's go ahead with the discussion. Then Akshay sir will be coming back with some more maths questions, right? So how was your exam, guys, those who wrote this paper? Survikas, don't worry, sir will be coming back soon, right, with some more questions. Let's see if we have some questions. Okay, so yeah, anyway, they asked the lowest melting point of alkali metals. So easy questions, wrote the exam well, sir, thank you. So wish you all the best for a wonderful score, Pranav, right? So just keep your fingers crossed, you will do well. They asked the lowest melting point of alkali metal. Yes, I do have that question, KVC, I do have that question. Wait. Yes, so the question was, which alkali metal has lowest melting point, right? Which alkali metal has lowest melting point? So the options were cesium, rubidium, then sodium and potassium, right? So what will be the correct answer in this? Easy questions wrote the exam. Yes, wonderful, Pranav, very good. Yes, so इसका क्या आंसर होगा guys? What will be the correct answer in this question? Alkali metals में down the group, what happens to the melting point? They decrease, right? Always remember, जो melting point है, it decreases down the group, ठीक है? It decreases down the group. The reason is very simple, down the group atomic size. Yes, correct Suryavikas, correct KVC. Yes, thank you. So what happens down the group is metallic radius increases. because of the increase in the size of the atom, the attractive force between adjacent atoms, that also decreases, and hence the melting point decreases. So generally melting point decreases down the group in case of metals, but in case of non-metals it increases down the group, right, because of the increase in molecular mass of the particle. Attempted 72, very good KVC, very good, you will score great score. So lowest melting point सबसे कम किसका होगा, cesium का होगा, right, सबसे कम किसका होगा, cesium का हो जाएगा. Is that clear? Then one organic question is hard. I do have some question from organic. There was one question that statement 1 that sulfide ores are converted to oxides before reduction, and another statement was that it is easier to reduce oxides. It is easier to reduce oxides. Is that clear? So tell me, both these statements are true or ये बताओ जरा. ये बताओ guys, sulfide ores are converted to oxides before reduction, is that correct? And the statement 2, is it easier to reduce oxides as compared to sulfide? So what do you guys think? इसका क्या आंसर होगा? Both are true, sir. Yes, KVC, very good. Thank you for answering. Yes, correct, Surya Vikas. Both statements are correct. Yes, Vikash. Yes, both statements are true. So of course we have done that, right? In metallurgy, the 3 steps are: first concentration of ore, then through roasting or calcination we convert the metal ore into oxide, and then we reduce it, and then refining, right? So yes, in the reduction of the elements, sulfide ores are converted to oxide before reduction, true, and it is easier to reduce oxide. Yes, that is precisely why we convert sulfides into oxides, right? That is why, because sulfide ores are more difficult to reduce as compared to oxides. So very easy question from metallurgy, right? Now some student requested, sir, organic question. Yes, fortunately I do have some questions from organic chemistry. Let me discuss. So this question from organic chemistry, it came, right? It's an easy problem, though. Butane to all is given, and the reagents with which we are reacting it is first we are reacting it with NaI and H3PO4, right? Then we are reacting it with the magnesium in dry ether, and finally we are reacting it with heavy water. Okay, so tell me guys, what will be the product? Then we are reacting it with heavy water. So let me tell you, KVC in chemistry 72 total. Yes, ये बताओ guys, ये बताओ. Surya Vikas, guys, focus on the questions here. Tell me what will be the final product of this reaction sequence. OH is replaced by deuterium. Fantastic, very good KVC. That will be the correct answer. Very good. Why? Let us see, everyone, right? See, when you react it with sodium iodide in phosphoric acid, so that is actually, you know what happens. This is the in situ preparation of HI. Okay. So when you react sodium iodide with H3PO4, H plus from here, I minus from here, HI, then that is a nucleophilic substitution reaction, right? So when this molecule undergoes reaction with HI, so of course it will undergo nucleophilic substitution, and what will be the product? This will be the product. Is that clear? Everyone? है ना? I hope it's clear to everyone, right? Now what happens when you react it with magnesium in dry ether? You guys know haloalkanes on reaction with magnesium metal in dry ether, they lead to the formation of Grignard reagents, right? So what is going to happen? The iodine here is going to be replaced by MgI, है ना? It will give you Grignard reagent. Am I correct? Right? It will give you Grignard reagent. So basically that will be this: CH3, CH2, then CH, MgI, okay, and then CH3. And we know that Grignard reagents are a very good source of carbon ions, right? I've been telling this before. Okay, KVC, just drop it in the chat section. So CH3, CH2, CH3, MgI, that's a Grignard reagent. Grignard reagents are excellent source of carbon ions, right? Because of the delta negative charge on carbon. So if you react a Grignard reagent with any compound that has an acidic hydrogen, the Grignard reagent will take up that proton, right? So if you react it with heavy water, right, deuterium oxide, so basically what happens, this MgI, it will be replaced with deuterium. So as one student correctly said, overall OH will be replaced by the isotope of hydrogen, right? So this will be 2-deuteriobutane. That will be the correct answer, okay? So this one question from organic chemistry I had. Then I have another question from organic chemistry. If you guys have any doubt, okay, just let me know. Now this question was C6H5 CHOH, then CH3, then CH2 CHO. What happens if you react this with zinc amalgam and HCl, right? What happens here? So what do you think, guys, what will happen here? Do you remember which reaction is this? Zinc amalgam and HCl. The reaction of an aldehyde or ketone with zinc amalgam and HCl, this is Clemmensen reduction, right? This is Clemmensen reduction. Now Clemmensen reduction converts the carbonyl group into the methylene group, right? Carbonyl group into the methylene group, okay? But one drawback of Clemmensen reduction is that it also reacts with acid sensitive groups, right? For example, this OH, it is basic, so it will react with the HCl, and the nucleophilic substitution reaction will be a side reaction, okay? Right? So indeed your CHO will be reduced to CH3, okay, as you expect. I'll show you here. Right, so CHO, it's very simple, just replace oxygen by 2 hydrogen atoms. It's very simple, okay? So here it will be CH3, okay? Right, but a drawback will be that OH will be replaced by Cl. OH will be replaced by Cl. Is that clear? Is that clear? ये सब लोगों को समझ पाया है ना? Right? Yes. So this will be the correct answer of this question. Now one student said, what weight of glucose will be dissolved in 100 gram of water if vapor pressure is increased by 0.2 millimeter of mercury, whereas the vapor pressure of pure water is 54.2 millimeter of mercury if the solution is considered to be dilute. Yes. So 54.2 millimeter mercury is the vapor pressure of pure solvent, and the increase, I think you mean decrease. KVC, I think you mean decrease, right? So decrease required is 0.2 millimeter because it is relative lowering of vapor pressure. So decrease required is 0.2, which is very, very small as compared to 54.2 number. So this is indeed a dilute solution, okay? But although in the question itself is given. So remember what is the formula for relative lowering of vapor pressure, right? Right? Do you guys remember what is the formula for relative lowering of vapor pressure? Right? Yeah, so what happens? P naught, it is given to be 54.2 minus, of course, so this is 0.2 because the vapor pressure is supposed to decrease by 0.2 millimeter of mercury, right? So the numerator itself will be 0.2 because that is the lowering. Now 0.2 is the lowering. The vapor pressure of pure water is 54.2. N2 is the number of moles of solute, and which will be mass divided by molar mass, which is 180. All right, which is 180. And N1 is the number of moles of solvent, which is mass 100 and molar mass is 18. Right. So of course now you can solve this question. It will be very easy for you. Right. Okay. Then one question in chemistry, it is again based on the nucleophilic substitution reaction. right? So the question was, question had 4 molecules. One is this, another is, I'm writing benzene as pH, this, one was benzyl bromide, and this is cyclopropenyl bromide, right? The question was, which of the following will not produce precipitate on reaction with silver nitrate, right? Which of these will not produce precipitate with silver nitrate? Will not produce, right? So what is that one molecule which does not react with silver nitrate? So let me tell you, the compound which does not undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction will be your correct answer. Okay, all right. So you guys have calculated the correct answer. KVC Survikas, very good. 3.7 gram is the correct answer you're getting. Yeah, so tell me guys here, which molecules out of these do you think will react with silver nitrate? Which are the molecules which will undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction? So a very quick way of finding out is that you remove the halogen and see if the remaining molecule makes a very good stable carbocation or not. If it does, then it will react with silver nitrate, otherwise not, right? So let us use that technique. So if you remove bromine, then of course you get benzyl carbocation, which is resonance stabilized and very stable, right? So this is resonance stabilized, very stable. Let us see Vikash, right? So this is benzyl carbocation, very stable, it will react, so this cannot be a correct answer, right? Option 4, if you remove bromide, then yes, this is a stable carbocation, this is an aromatic carbocation, remember? Right? Cyclic, planar, complete delocalization, 2 pi electrons, it follows Huckel's rule. So it forms a very stable aromatic carbocation. That means it will definitely react with silver nitrate. So this is not your answer. Here also you can see it's a very stable carbocation because the carbocation is not only allyl but it is also stabilized by benzene ring. Alright. So I've just, this is my one last question. After that physics sir will be taking up, right, ahead. So now this is one molecule which will not react. Why? Because this is vinyl, right? This is vinyl bromide. ध्यान से देखो guys इसको. ध्यान से देखो. This is vinyl bromide. We know that aryl and vinyl halides, they do not react via nucleophilic substitution reaction. Why? Yeah, why? Because this bond is very strong. It's a poor leaving group. The carbocation is unstable, right? If I ask you how is this carbocation, you will say, sir, very, very unstable. Because the highly electronegative atom has got the positive charge. So the correct molecule which does not react with silver nitrate is the first molecule, and that makes option 1 your correct answer. Is that clear? I hope this is clear to everyone. Now we have Aniruddha sir with some problems in physics. I'll be back again, right? Till then, thank you sir.
Thank you so much sir. So we have got quite a few questions, almost 6 to 7, almost more we are getting. I'm hoping around, by the time we finish this part, we will be having around 8 questions at least, because I can see a question coming in which the handwriting has been terrible, so I have asked them to resend it properly. So we'll start off with the questions. So the first question that we have here, is that it's said that a body is rotating with a rotational kinetic energy E. The rotational kinetic energy of a body is given as E. And it is said that the angular velocity of the body is increased to 3 times of its initial velocity. So new angular velocity is made 3 times of the original angular velocity. They have asked you that in this case, the new kinetic energy E dash becomes n time of the initial kinetic energy. What is the value of n? This is a normal numerical based question. Now this is a bit ambiguous. This is a bit ambiguous because I don't have the exact question, so I can't directly tell you what the scenario is, because there can be 2 possible cases here. First case is that the omega is the only thing changing. If omega is the only thing changing, then it's very easy to understand. We know that the formula for rotational kinetic energy E would be equal to half into I omega square. Okay, half into I omega square. That is the formula for the rotational kinetic energy. So right off the bat, if you see, if I make the new angular velocity 3 times of the original angular velocity, then that will bring a factor of 3 square, that is 9. So your E dash would be equal to 9E. So your n value would be equal to 9. But because I don't have the exact question, I'm just showing you a variation that is possible. If it is said that the angular velocity is changed without any change of angular momentum, without any external torque applied, if there is no external torque applied, then angular momentum remains conserved. In that case, things will change a bit, because if angular momentum is conserved, let's do this case here, or rather if tau is equal to 0, which means no external torque is applied, then in that case angular momentum has to remain conserved. Angular momentum is constant. So in your formula for E is equal to half I omega square, half I omega into omega, this omega is nothing but this L over here, which is a constant. So you will effectively have E proportional to just omega, because L is a constant. In that case, your n value would be equal to 3. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what the question came. If they do not specify that the net torque is 0 or anything like that, if that is not specified, then the answer would be 9. But if it is specified that your answer, this external torque is 0, then your answer would be just 3. Okay, so we have a question from KVC. If the ratio of disintegrated nucleus is 1:2 to the power 1 by 3, then the ratio of the velocities is n:1. Okay, so over here this I'm assuming ratio of disintegrated nucleus, I'm assuming that no energy or anything is provided here. If no energy is provided, then we will just be working with conservation of mass. I'll just do this here. Since we have just got the question now, we'll do this question. Disintegrated ratio is in the ratio of 1:2 to the power 1 by 3. Okay, ratio of velocities. KVC, what do you mean by mass here? The ratio of, okay, the mass of the disintegrated nuclei. Okay, so we have m1 by m2. m1 by m2 is equal to 1:2 to the power 1 by 3. 1:2 to the power 1 by 3, and the velocities are given to us as n:1. Okay, the velocities are given as n:1. Okay, v1 by v2 is given as n by 1, right? So what do we know by conservation of mass? By conservation of mass, we know m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. I think KVC, the question is a bit wrong. I think it would be the ratio of the radii of the nucleus. I think it would be the ratio of the radii, because here we have 2 to the power 1 by 3. Because if it would have been radius, then if I would have gone to mass, then it would have cubed and I would have got a factor of 2. Otherwise, I won't get a numerical answer type for this, because if I do by this, I will have v1 by v2 is equal to m2 by m1. m2 by m1, which would just give me 2 to the power 1 by 3 by 1. This n I'm not getting as a integer answer type. So I think the question is a bit different. This is like the 6th April shift 1 type of question. This is not mass ratio, it's not the ratio of mass. It is numerical. Are you sure? Because I think based on this value alone, I feel this question was ratio of the radii. Okay? Okay, it's a ratio of the radii only. Okay, yeah, it's ratio of the radii only. Fine. Then it's easy. Then it's easy. I'm showing you what to do here. So let's rub this off. Ratio of the radii R1 by R2. You messaged their mass, so I thought you meant the ratio of the mass. So the ratio of the radii R1 by R2 is 1 by 2 to the power 1 by 3. 1 by 2 to the power 1 by 3. These are the radii. Now we know that the mass is equal to rho m1 by m2 would be equal to rho into 4 by 3 pi r1 cube divided by rho into 4 by 3 pi r2 cube. So rho into 4 by 3 pi, these are common for both the particles. The nuclear density will not change. So it's r1 by r2 whole cube. So m1 by m2 becomes 1 divided by 2, r1 by r2 whole cube. And then based on the same very thing that we did, m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. In that case, v1 by v2 would be equal to m2 by m1, that is equal to, here m2 by m1 would be 2 by 1. So your n value that you had there, that would be equal to 2. Okay, KBC, is that clear? This can be done with, I judged it only based on this 2 to the power 1 by 3, otherwise they would not have given you a cube root. They've given you a cube root because you will have to cube it at some point, otherwise you won't get to the numerical answer type. Okay. Okay, next question we have here, just a moment. Okay, next question is a very basic, again very simple, very basic question. It says, in which process is the internal energy constant? Delta U is equal to 0 in which process? Now I don't even have the options, but we don't need the options. We know objectively that this happens when it is an isothermal process. It's an isothermal process. The reason being delta U is equal to NCV delta T. If delta T, which is the change in temperature, is 0, then delta U would be 0. No change in temperature means it is an isothermal process. That's right, KVC, the answer is isothermal. Surya, last question, you answered correctly, the answer was 2. Okay. Next up, we have a question here. Okay, we have another question here. This is for power delivered in an inclined plane. Okay, so here we have an inclined plane, and up top you have a mass of 0.5 kg. It is said that the acceleration is 1 meters per second square. Acceleration is 1 meter per second square, and it is being pulled up by a force F. The angle is 30 degree. No, bad. The angle is 30 degree, pulled up by a force F. You want power delivered at an exact time of t is equal to 10 seconds. 10 seconds was it? Yeah, t is equal to 10 seconds. So you want the instantaneous power in this case. How do you find it? First, we need to find the force. Now in this case, if you draw a free body diagram for this very system, you have mg sine theta in this direction. You have no friction, so mg cos theta will play no role. You have mg sine theta in this direction, F in that direction. So just by the equation here, we would be having F minus mg sine theta would be equal to m into a. So F is equal to ma, m is 0.5, a is 1, plus mg sine theta, because mg sine theta goes there, so it's 0.5 into g, I'm assuming to be 10. Sine of 30 is half. Sine 30 is half. So from here, what do we get? We get 0.5 from here, get a 5 here, plus 2.5. So my force is 3 newtons. The force that I'm supplying is 3 newtons. We have got the force, and it's a constant force throughout. But the formula for power is force into velocity. And this is where this instantaneous part comes into play. Because it is accelerating, you know velocity is changing. So you need to find what the velocity is after 10 seconds. I'm assuming in the question they have said that it starts from rest. If it starts from rest, then we have v is equal to at. That is the formula for the velocity. At v equal to at, we will be having v is equal to a is provided to us. A is given 1 into t is given 10, that is 10 meters per second. So now just put the values. F is equal to 3. Velocity at 10 seconds is 10 meters per second. So the answer is 30 watts. That is the answer to it. Alright. Is that clear to everyone? Just basic. Here the thing is, you had to know that you have to use the velocity. You can also do it by f dot dx, try to find the displacement, then t. Too long, you can directly do by force into velocity. Okay. Next we have a question from logic gates. Okay, a logic gate combination is given. Let's draw that out. We have A and B as the inputs. One, initially they pass through an OR gate. They pass through an OR gate and they are also pulled from this side to pass through an AND gate. They also pass through an AND gate, and out here they are made to pass through a NAND gate. You have a NAND gate here, and then again you have another NOT gate over here. Okay, you want the output from this side. Now I've told this before also, don't try to draw the truth tables and try to figure it out. Instead, write down the Boolean expressions that are required and solve them using De Morgan's theorem. You'll get a much easier answer out. Okay. Okay, yes, Ayush, I'll tackle that question. That is also a question that we have got. So over here first, if A and B come in through an OR gate, we know at this point we have an output of A plus B. Pardon me, here we will be having an output of A plus B. Now on this side when it comes as A dot B, A plus B and A dot B, because this is an AND gate, this is an OR gate. Next, when these two pass through a NAND gate, over here you would be having A plus B dot AB and a NOT up top, because it's a NAND gate. This part would have been the AND, up top you have the NAND. Then from this we are going to have another NOT is applied to this, so this is A plus B dot AB. There is this originally, on top of that another NOT is applied, so another NOT on top. So let's calculate it out. If you calculate, first thing you see is the two knots will cancel out. We will just be having A plus B. Nitin sir and Akshay sir are desperate. I guess they have lots of questions. They are desperate to come in, but I have more, so I will not let my students go yet, sir. I'll hold them for a bit longer.
Okay, how many questions do you have?
I still have about 2-3 questions.
Take 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay. They have chemistry and maths questions, and they're desperate to do those questions as well. So anyway, we have a few more. We have at least 2-3 more, so we'll do them and then we'll hand it over. So y is equal to A plus B dot AB. If you open it up, A into A plus B is just AB. So you would be having AB plus B into A plus B would also be AB. That is equal to just AB plus AB is just AB. So this is y is equal to AB. So effectively this is just going to, this entire setup is just going to behave as a regular AND gate. This behaves as a regular AND gate. Okay. A plus B at the end, AB finally, yes. A plus B into AB, that is not the final one. You can even expand that. A plus B into AB, you can expand that. You would get AB plus AB, because A into AB and B into AB. So you would get AB plus AB. So that is just equal to AB. Okay. So next we'll take up Ayush's question, because Ayush provided a question to us. So we'll take that up. This question says electric flux if the Gaussian surface is assumed to be around the positive plate of a capacitor if the capacitor C is charged to a voltage V. Okay, you want the electric flux if Gaussian surface is assumed to be around the positive plate. Okay, so I'm assuming that you have the two plates here. Now this is a slightly ambiguous question, because I think the question that I got was the electric flux through the positive plate. But I'm assuming that this makes a bit more sense if the Gaussian surface is around the positive plate. So we'll take it for that. This is the positive plate and this is the negative plate. And my Gaussian surface is around the positive plate. Now you can do the what is the electric field here, what is the electric field there, but don't go by that. Instead go by Gauss law. We know that the flux we want the flux, right? The flux is going to be equal to the enclosed charge divided by epsilon naught. So what is the enclosed charge? The enclosed charge is Q divided by epsilon naught, right? That is just enclosed charge by epsilon, because the enclosed charge is Q, it's plus Q over here. So here we have the enclosed Q also because of this capacitor. If it has a capacitance C and voltage V, then we know Q is equal to CV. Put that value in there, you have CV by epsilon naught. Okay. So over here, this what Ayush said was the Gaussian surface around it. But if the question was what is the flux through this plate, just through this positive plate, then the answer would have been CV by 2 epsilon naught. I'll explain to you why. Okay, we'll just an extension to this question. I know this did not come in the exam. Most probably this is what came, simple one. But because you will be having, we are seeing the shifts considerably get a bit more challenging, and because many of you will also be preparing for advanced. So I'll just show you a variation to this entire thing. So let's assume that this time they ask you for the flux through the positive plate, not Gaussian surface around the positive plate, but rather you want the flux through this plate. This is positive, this plate is positive, and this plate is negative. Now we know inside the capacitor the electric field is given by sigma by epsilon naught, because you have the sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This is actually equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught, where this part was from the positive plate and this part was from the negative plate. The fact that they were both in the same direction means they were added up. But when you are finding the flux through the positive plate, you will only look at the electric field from the negative plate. The reason being, the electric field that comes into the negative plate is the flux, that is the electric field that passes through the positive plate. The electric field that comes out of the positive plate, you cannot consider that, because it's the field of its own self, and you can also do the logic that it's going in both ways. So if there is a positive flux, there's also a negative flux, so it's cancelling out its own flux. The only flux, the only electric field that you will need is the electric field because of the negative plate. So electric field required is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Okay, once you have that, your flux is equal to E into A, that is sigma is equal to Q by 2 epsilon naught into A. Sigma is Q by A. I've represented it in this form, right? Sigma in this form into this A here. Cancel out the A's, you have Q by 2 epsilon naught, which if you write in terms of C and V, you would be having CV by 2 epsilon naught. So this is just a variation to the question that we just did, based on, I think it's that question because that's more of a JEE mains level question. This could be thought of more of a lower level JEE advanced question, but I still wanted you to know this because you can expect it either in the following shifts or in your JEE advanced as well. By the way, if you're preparing for your JEE advanced, looking forward to it, we have a complete course, a crash course on it, that you'll find the link to that as a master class in the description of this video. And you would also find, just a moment, you'll also find videos, capsule questions, that is specific JEE advanced questions on this very channel. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Okay, here we have another question. This one says that a proton and an electron have the same kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy of a proton is equal to the kinetic energy of an electron. Okay. They want the ratio of the wavelength of proton to electron, ratio of wavelength of proton to wavelength of electron. The mass of a proton is given as MP is equal to 1849 times the mass of an electron. Okay, mass of a proton is 1849 times that of an electron. So first up, what do we know by the de Broglie's hypothesis, the wave particle duality? It's lambda is equal to h by p. But because we have been given in terms of the kinetic energy, we have to represent this momentum in terms of that kinetic energy. So when you do that, you have H divided by P is equal to root over of 2mk. Root over of 2mk, which means lambda k is same for both of them. So the only thing different in the proton and the electron is this mass. So our proportionality, the only thing we deal with is proportional to 1 by root m. Okay, let's put that in here. If I put it in here, since it's inversely proportional, we'll be having root of mass of an electron divided by root of mass of a proton. So lambda p by lambda e will be equal to, based on that, 1 by root over of 1849. Okay, we don't even need to calculate. I don't think in your options they would have asked you to calculate this. Yes, this is a repeated question. Actually, Surya, this is not exactly repeated. In that case, they had asked you for the ratio. They had given that the momentums were equal. As far as I recall, it was momentum was equal than the ratio of their wavelengths. But it's very similar. And this is a formula that is going to be repeated again and again and again. In some form or the other, it's going to get repeated. Okay. Next, just give me a moment. Okay, here we have a question that tells about intensive and extensive properties. Intensive and extensive, given mass of nitrogen is given 4.6 10 to the minus 26, Boltzmann constant is given. Okay, we'll take Ayush's question here. We have been asked to find the RMS speed of nitrogen gas molecules at 27 degrees Celsius. Given mass of nitrogen is 4.6 10 to the power minus 26 and Boltzmann constant is 1.4 into 10 to the power minus 23. Telugu tech tricks, no, I'm not from Telugu states, though currently I am in Telugu states. We are all in Hyderabad at the moment, but I am actually from West Bengal, I'm from Kolkata. But anyway, VRMS formula with regards to those is root over of 3 kT by m. Root over of 3 kT by m. So all the values are provided over here. Let's work with that. We have 3 into k value is given 1.4. We do it with 1.38, but 1.4 is fine enough. So 1.4 into 10 to the power minus 23. Multiplied with the temperature, it's given 27 degrees Celsius. You have to always convert it into kelvins. So 27 degrees Celsius in kelvins is going to be 300 kelvins. Divided by, you have the mass of each nitrogen atom given by, or nitrogen molecule given by 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 26. 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 26. So you just need to calculate this. Let's see what we can do over here. We have 14. 14 into 3 would take me to 42 approximately, but something simpler that is possible. We can consider this to be 4.5. Then this would go with roughly 1.5 would be left here. I'm assuming. If I consider this to be 4.5, then around 1.5 is left here. 1.5 I can take with this, leaving a 200. This is again an approximate calculation. In all probability, you would have to do that only. So we have 200 into 1.4, right? So we have root over of, this is 1.4 to 2.8. 2.8 into 10 to the power 2. So 280, you have 280 into 10 to the power, up top we have 10 to the power 23, so 10 to the power 3 would go up top. Let's make it 28 into 10 to the power 4, so we'll make it into 28 into 10 to the power 4. 100 would come out, 100 into some quantity that will be a little greater than 5. Okay, some quantity that will be a little greater than 5. I'm assuming something around 5.2. 5.2 or 5.1, that would give you something around 520. Okay, so that would be the answer to this. Something around this. I take an approximation based on what you get over there. Okay, based on the options that are given, you will find something that is similar to that and you can mark that as the correct option. Okay, Next question that we have been provided is the distinguishing between which of these are intensive and extensive properties. So the four properties that are given are mass, volume, volume. Next is Gibbs free energy, and lastly we have the molar mass. We can do it here itself. Lastly is the molar mass. Okay, so we have to distinguish which of these are extensive and which of these are intensive. Okay, this came in chemistry. Okay, Nitin sir is sitting here. This is a chemistry question, but take, I'll do it in physics also, because in physics also we have intensive and extensive properties. So based on that, mass is a extensive property, because remember, extensive properties are those which are dependent on the amount of substance. So the best way to visualize this is, think of anything that is there of a certain quantity. If you cut it in half and take only half of it, does the quantity change? For example, if I have a piece of something, okay, it has a mass, certain mass. If I cut and only look at half of it, does the mass change? We know that the mass will change. That makes mass as an extensive property. Same thing applies for volume as well. Volume is also an extensive property. If I cut it in half, this half piece has a different volume. The quantity changed by changing the amount of the substance. So volume is also extensive. Gibbs free energy is also an extensive quantity, because it's U plus PV minus TS. Okay, so there's a dependence on volumes. Even Gibbs free energy will be an extensive property. Only this molar mass is an intensive property, because that's the property of the gas itself, gas or atom itself. It doesn't matter how much I have. If there are, say, a certain amount of any gas, if there is maybe oxygen in here, even if I cut it in half, the molar mass of oxygen, the molecular mass of oxygen will still remain 32. So that is not going to change. So this is the only intensive property over here. Okay. Next is, okay, we have one more question and then I'll hand it off to sir here. So this is the question of ray optics. This is a question of ray optics, but it's a very good question, because most students will see this and instantly jump to an answer, and that is where they will make a mistake. So look at this question. This is a plane mirror. This is a plane mirror. This is the normal at a point, and a ray of light comes in at 30 degree. It comes in at 30 degree. They have said that what is the deviation of the light ray? We need the angle of deviation, okay, in degrees, deviation in degrees, and also they have mentioned this, and this is where students will miss, it has to be in the clockwise direction. Has to be in the clockwise direction. Okay, now what do I mean by deviation? I know after reflection this is going to go in this direction, where this again, let's change the pen color, this again would be 30 degree, but this is not the angle of deviation. Angle of deviation means where it should have gone, this is where it should have gone, and from there how much did it turn by? Okay, from there how much did it turn by? So it turned by this much angle over here, which is equal to, as you can see over here, this angle is equal to, if this is 90 over here, my bad, this is 30. If you take the entire thing over here, you can use your vertically opposite angles or whatever. This angle is 60. This angle is also 30. So this angle is again 60. That is equal to, so the total deviation is 120 degree. Okay, and this is the clockwise deviation itself, because over here this is it's deviating in the clockwise direction. So that is why it is 120 degree. If they would have given you the anti-clockwise direction, so Ayush is saying that it's not given clockwise. Okay, it's not given clockwise, and it's great, because it's anyway clockwise. This 120 what you get is clockwise, but if they give you anti-clockwise, then it would actually be 360 minus 120, because then you would have to consider this angle over here. Okay, so just if it's not given, that's great news, you won't make any mistake here, but if it is given, then I want you to know how to proceed with this. Okay, so those are the questions I have for physics so far. I don't see any more coming in at the moment. By the way, if you want more of these questions shift wise, then you will be getting these questions in our Telegram group, so do join that. Meanwhile, I'll ask Nitin sir to come in and take over for chemistry.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. So I'm sure you guys would have seen a lot of questions from physics. Now is the turn for chemistry. All right, Ayush, keep your question. Physics sir will be back, right, with that, the solution of that question. So chemistry में जो हमारे पास एक question था, first was very simple. There were 4 molecules were given in the question. Xenon tetrafluoride, SF4, right, I3 minus, and ClF3, right? And the question was, guys, question was, which contains maximum number of lone pairs on the central atom? A very, very easy question, right? Which contains maximum number of lone pairs on the central atom? Maximum number of lone pairs on the central atom. So simple calculation based on steric number, right? They are not even asking you the shapes of these molecules, right? वो Ayush, which is least stable, I'll take that up, right? ये बताओ guys, सबसे ज़्यादा lone pairs कौन से atom पर होंगे? सबसे ज़्यादा जो lone pair हमारे वो कौन से molecule पर होंगे? XeF4, SF4, I3 minus or ClF3? Which of these will have the maximum number of lone pairs? So chemistry, guys, as always, is very, very scoring. Okay, take this portion very seriously. So obviously xenon has 8 valence electrons, 4 electrons are distributed, 4 electrons left. That means XeF4 has 2 lone pairs, right, on the central atom, mind you, right, on the central atom. So xenon has 8 valence electrons, 4 are distributed with fluorine, 4 electrons are left, which make 2 electron lone pairs. Yes, so I got one answer from Surya Vikas, I3 minus. Let us see. SF4 का देखते हैं, चलो. SF4 में sulfur has 6 valence electrons, 4 are distributed with fluorine, 2 electrons are left, so there is 1 lone pair. In I3 minus, the number of valence electrons on the central iodine is 8, right? Because iodine is a halogen, it has 7 valence electrons, and minus matlab 1 electron more, so 8 electrons are there. 2 are distributed with the boundary iodine, 6 electrons are left, so 3 lone pairs you have in this case, right? I think that should be maximum. ClF3 में देख लेते हैं anyway. ClF3 में chlorine is a central atom, right? Chlorine is a central atom, so what will happen? Out of 7 electrons, 3 are distributed with fluorine, 4 electrons are left, which means 2 lone pairs on chlorine in ClF3. Yes, very good, Ayush, very good, Surya Vikas. Yes, so the correct answer in this case is I3 minus, right, because that has got 3 lone pairs on the central iodine. So the correct answer to this question was this, है ना, right? फिर तुम्हारा एक क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं आयुष. तुमने बोला कि ज़्यादा हमारा ज़्यादा या कम, right? Which is least stable? सबसे कम stable कौन है? Least stable कौन है इनमें से? And the options you gave is lithium hydride, right? Then beryllium hydride. Another option you gave is HF, and then you gave ammonia, right? Okay. So of course HF and ammonia, they are very stable, right? HF and ammonia, they are very stable. Out of lithium hydride and beryllium hydride, which has greater amount of covalent character? Tell me this simply, right? Which has greater amount of covalent character? बस इतना बता दो मुझे. ज़्यादा covalent character किस में होगा? Lithium hydride में होगा, beryllium hydride में होगा, right? In other words, I'm asking which cation is more polarizing? Lithium cation or beryllium cation? Which cation is more polarizing? बस इतना सा बता दो guys. Which cation is more polarizing in nature? Lithium cation or beryllium cation? Which cation is more polarizing? Which cation is more polarizing? Lithium or beryllium? No. No Ayush, no Surya Vikas. The polarizing power of a cation is proportional to charge to radius ratio. Okay, always remember that. the polarizing power of a cation is directly proportional to charge to radius ratio and charge dominates over radius, right? Charge की जो dominance है वो ज़्यादा होगी radius पे. So if a cation has +1 charge, it is +2 charge. So overall, the cation which has +2 charge will have higher polarizing power. That is why the compounds of group 2 elements, they have greater amount of covalent character as compared to the compounds of alkali metals, right? Remember this. So beryllium cation will have higher polarizing power because it has double the charge as compared to lithium. As a result, beryllium hydride will have maximum amount of covalent character, and you guys know any ionic compound, if it develops some covalent character, its stability decreases. Is that clear? Am I clear to everyone? Right? Any ionic compound, if it develops some covalent character, if it has some covalent character, then its stability will decrease. This is something you should remember, okay? Then the next question in chemistry was based on a reaction from p block elements, and it's a simple one. 8SOCl2, right, gives you X PCl3, right? Then they give you 2S2Cl2 and they give you YSO2. All right. So you just have to find out the values of X and Y. Values of X and Y. Right. I do not have all the options with me, but you can definitely tell me the correct answer here. Okay. You can definitely tell me the correct answer here. So it's a simple reaction. You just have to balance it, guys. Okay. You just have to balance this equation. Of course, there are 4 phosphorus atoms. So this has to be 4 because phosphorus appears nowhere in this reaction. Am I correct? Right? So the value of X is going to be 4. Now you apply the concept of redox, right? Why? Because phosphorus is going from 0 to +3 state, right? 0 to +3 state, and there are in total 4 phosphorus atoms. So total number of electrons lost are 12. Total number of electrons lost are 12. Here sulfur exhibits an oxidation state of +4, right? Yes, correct, Survikas, correct. X, the value of X is 4. Here in SOCl2, the oxidation number of sulfur is 4. Here it is +1 and here it is +4. Okay, that means there is no change happening from SOCl2 to SO2, but yes, there is definitely redox change happening from SOCl2 to S2Cl2, right? So I'll leave this little bit of work over to you guys, right? Because it's very simple, you can calculate it. I'll just tell you the value, the Y will also come out to be 4. Okay, just see the total loss of electron must be equal to total gain of electrons. So if phosphorus is losing 12 electrons, sulfur must gain, 12 electrons. Is that clear? Yes, Y will also be 4. So I hope everybody got this. So these were questions. Then one very simple question from coordination chemistry. Question ये था कि magnetic moment बताओ. What is the magnetic moment of complexes? So magnetic moment seems to be a very favorite type of question, for JEE in chemistry. So there were 2 complexes given, FeH2O6 3+. इसका magnetic moment बताओ जल्दी से guys. और FeCN6 3-, right? It must be 3-. So tell me, what is the magnetic moment in Bohr magneton? How is your paper, Jaideep? Welcome, I remember you you have attended our previous sessions. How was your paper, Jaideep? So you have to tell the value of the magnetic moment in Bohr magneton, right? And I have told you the trick. If X is a number of unpaired electrons, just add 0.9, right? Except if there is one unpaired electron, yeah, that's under √3, 1.73. Yes, very good, Ayush, very good, brilliant. Yeah, so what happens here? Iron is 3d6 4s2 and +3 meaning it is 3d5, right? +3 का मतलब क्या है? ये 3d5 है. यहाँ पे water is a weak field ligand, it cannot force pairing of electrons. इसका मतलब in hexaqua iron हमारा क्या हो जाएगा? जो 5 electrons हैं they will remain unpaired. Is that clear? ये सब लोग क्लियर है? तो आयुष ने बड़ा अच्छा आंसर दिया, 5.92 and 1.73 बिल्कुल एग्जैक्ट आंसर है. तो यहाँ पे हमारा क्या होगा? आयरन हमारा D5 की स्टेट में है, वाटर वीक फील्ड लिगेंड है, इट कैन नॉट पेयर अप द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, 5 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स अनपेयर्ड रहेंगे, 5 अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं, ठीक है. तो ये हमारा अंडर रूट कितना हो गया? 35. सो अप्रॉक्सीमेटली हम ले सकते हैं 5.9 bm. इज दैट क्लियर? यहाँ पर साइनाइड स्ट्रॉन्ग फील्ड लिगेंड है, वो पेयरिंग करा देगा. तो ये जो 5 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं इनको हम पेयर अप करा देते हैं, ठीक है. तो एक हमारे पास अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन बचेगा, राइट, करेक्ट. एक हमारे पास अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन बचेगा और 1 × 1 + 2 हमारा अंडर रूट 3, 73 bm जो हमारा मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट हो जाएगा, ठीक है। तो देखो कितने सिंपल क्वेश्चन जो है वो केमिस्ट्री से तुम्हारे आते हैं, है ना। तो केमिस्ट्री में तो बहुत ज्यादा स्कोर बनता है। एक क्वेश्चन हमारे पास था हेलो एल्केन से, तुम बोल सकते हो विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कंपाउंड्स इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ फ्रीऑन, राइट। फ्रीऑन का एग्जांपल क्या है, तो इससे सिंपल क्वेश्चन क्या हो सकता है गाइस, है ना। बस तुम्हें ये बताना है कि फ्रीऑन का एग्जांपल क्या होगा, इसमें ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा। तो ऑप्शंस जो हैं वो तुम्हें दे रखे थे C2F4, आई थिंक इट्स टेट्राफ्लोरोइथीन, देन C2H2F2, then C2H3 and then CCl2F2, राइट। कौन सा करेक्ट आंसर होगा इसमें से, जल्दी बताओ कौन सा करेक्ट आंसर होगा इसमें से। आर यू टेलिंग मी द करेक्ट आंसर और जस्ट द ऑप्शंस, जस्ट द ऑप्शंस, व्हाट वुड बी द करेक्ट आंसर। बाय डेफिनेशन क्या होते हैं फ्रीऑन्स, क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन्स, नाम में लिखा हुआ है गाइस, है ना। फ्रीऑन्स जो है इट्स अ कॉमन नेम फॉर क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन्स, मतलब तीन एलिमेंट्स हैव टू बी प्रेजेंट, क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन। सो ऑब्वियसली ये करेक्ट आंसर हो गया CCl2F2, ये काफी फेमस क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन भी है ना। यस, तो इसमें सूर्य विकास, व्हाई आर यू गाइस टेलिंग मी C2F4, दैट इज अ मोनोमर ऑफ टेफ्लॉन, राइट, टेट्राफ्लोरोइथीन। सो द करेक्ट आंसर विल बी CCl2F2, है ना, मीथेन में दिस, ठीक है। तो डाईफ्लोरोमीथेन, यस दैट विल बी द करेक्ट आंसर। तो ये तुम्हारा फ्रीऑन का एग्जांपल हो गया, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड, ठीक है। फिर एक क्वेश्चन बहुत ही सिंपल था, जेई ने अच्छा वन पैटर्न भी नोटेड, जेई इज आस्किंग वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम कॉन्सेंट्रेशन टर्म्स, ओके। सो यू गाइज नो दैट इन केमिस्ट्री कॉन्सेंट्रेशन टर्म्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, तो प्लीज डू सॉल्व द न्यूमेरिकल्स हु आर येट टू राइट देयर पेपर, ठीक है। एक क्वेश्चन था, अ सोल्यूशन इज प्रिपेयर्ड बाय एडिंग 2 ग्राम ऑफ X to 1 mole of water, 1 mole of water, ठीक है। बताना है मास परसेंटेज ऑफ X। इससे सिंपल क्वेश्चन क्या हो सकता है गाइस, है ना। 4 मार्क्स एब्सोल्युटली फ्री, ठीक है, मुफ्त में बट रहे हैं तुम्हें 4 मार्क्स यहां पर, ध्यान से देखो, ठीक है। इससे सिंपल क्वेश्चन जेई में क्या पूछा जा सकता है। माई एग्जाम इज टुमारो, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट रूपा, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर एग्जाम टुमारो। अ सोल्यूशन which is prepared by mixing 2 gram of X to 1 mole of water. So there was a question, nitrobenzene is treated with NH4SH. If I get the entire question, Jaideep, then I'll take it up, right? So mass percentage of X जो हमारा क्या होगा, very simple guys, mass percentage of X is mass of X which is 2 gram divided by total mass of solution. Total mass of solution होगा solute plus solvent, ठीक है। solute 2 ग्राम है और water हमारा 1 मोल है, मतलब 18 ग्राम हो गया, तो ये तुम्हारा 100 हो गया। सो दिस इज सिंपल 2 डिवाइडेड बाय 20 इंटू 100, राइट। सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज 10%, राइट। इज दैट क्लियर, इज दैट क्लियर, ये सब लोगों को समझ में आ गया। यस यस, वेरी गुड, है ना, करेक्ट। अच्छा, आयुष ने एक क्वेश्चन बोला, चलो मैं ले लेता हूं वो क्वेश्चन, ठीक है। If 1 mole of chlorine is reacted with glycine, it becomes optically active. So glycine is this, right? This is glycine guys, है ना, the smallest amino acid, the only optically inactive amino acid. और हम 1 mole of chlorine से reaction करा रहे हैं, तो I think ये red phosphorus की presence में होगा, am I correct? I remember one student telling me this question, right? So this is red phosphorus and chlorine के presence में. So do you guys remember this is HVZ reaction, Hell-Vollard-Zelinsky reaction, है ना? कौन सी reaction है ये? HVZ reaction है, Hell-Vollard-Zelinsky reaction है. So what happens in this reaction, Hell-Vollard-Zelinsky reaction, that you know, the alpha hydrogen gets replaced by the halogen, है ना? Alpha hydrogen gets replaced by the halogen. तो यहाँ पे हमारा क्या होगा? This is carboxylic acids. तो let me just tell you brief, right? All carboxylic acids having alpha hydrogen atom, they react with halogen, chlorine, bromine, iodine. In presence of red phosphorus, they give you alpha halo acids. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे जो हमारा alpha hydrogen है वो replace हो जाएगा halogen से, which is chlorine. तो ये हो जाएगा हमारा NH2, this is CH, then Cl, and this is COH. So assertion is if 1 mole of chlorine is reacted with glycine, does it become optically active? Yes, absolutely correct. You guys can see there is a chiral carbon. There is a chiral carbon. It has NH2, it has Cl, it has H, it has COH. Is that clear? So there is a carbon having 4 different types of substituent. Yes, it is optically active. Please remember that any compound that contains 1 chiral carbon will always be optically active. Okay, I am emphasizing each word. Every compound that contains only 1 chiral carbon has to be optically active. Now, what is the reason? So this is correct. I'll mark it as correct, right? Now, what is the reason they have given? If there are 2 chiral carbon in a compound, it must be optically active. No, of course not. Example is mesomers. Do you guys remember? COH, right? I'll take the example of tartaric acid. Tell me, does it have 2 chiral carbon atoms? Absolutely. Right? Does it have 2 chiral carbon atoms? Absolutely. But is it optically active? No, because it has plane of symmetry, right? Can you guys see? This one is a chiral carbon, this one is a chiral carbon. Understood? Understood who had this question? Ayush, is it clear? है ना? So there is a plane of symmetry. So a compound which has more than 1 chiral carbon does not have to be optically active, because if it has plane of symmetry, then again, yeah, it will not be optically active. So reason is false. Is that clear? Then the reason is false. So I hope everybody got this question. If you have any doubt, just let me know. Okay. Yeah, one question I got from chemical kinetics, right? And sir, my exam is tomorrow and prepared well, but should I concentrate more in organic chemistry? Lakshita, your exam is tomorrow. How much can you concentrate on organic chemistry? It is a time to eat well, right? Let go of the worries and go to sleep. Take a good night's sleep, okay? And then go with a calm mind to the examination center. This is not the time to worry about what you should prepare, what you should not, okay? Just have faith in your preparation, all right? Alright, so one question I got from chemical kinetics, right? I thought let's take it up. So a reaction is given, A plus B gives products, right? And it is given the reaction is, the order of the reaction is 1 with respect to both A and B, right? ये जो reaction है, the order is with respect to both, right? A and B, it is 1. So the rate law will be K, A and B, right? Because the order is 1. So the power of A will be 1, right? And the power of B, it will also be 1. Is that clear? Is that clear, right? Then what will happen? There is some data given. I'll tell you rate and the concentration of A and the concentration of B. Okay. Rate is 0.1, 0.4. It is not exactly legible, but I'll tell you the logic, right? Then 20, this is X, this is 40, right? This is 0.Y. Can anybody vouch? Did you guys get this question? Right? Anybody got this question? Yes, okay, great. So what you have to do in this question? First, you have to determine the rate constant. Right? Because in this rate expression, the number of isomers when 3-chlorobute 3-ene or 3-chlorobute 1-ene. Ayush, Jaideep, you guys both said different questions. Is it 3-chlorobute 1-ene or 3-chlorobute 3-ene is treated with HCl through carbocation rearrangement? It was 1-ene, bute 1-ene. Okay, fine. I'll take it up. Okay, fine, I'll take it up, right? So there is rate constant, and there are concentrations of A and B. So there are 4 variables here. First you find out the value of rate constant. How will you find out that? Using set 1. ठीक है? Using set 1. I'll call it set 1. This is set 2. This is set 3. ठीक है? तो सबसे पहले क्या करो, इस रेट लॉ में, रेट एक्सप्रेशन में ये वाली वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दो. ठीक है? ये 0.1 होगा, K होगा, और द कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ ए 20 दे रखी है, कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ B कितना दे रखा है, ये हमारा दे रखा है 0.5, ठीक है, तो ये 0.1/10 हो गया, 10⁻² हो गया, तो रेट कांस्टेंट तुम्हारा 10⁻² आ गया। अब सिंपल सी बात है, एक बार सेट 2 में सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दो, x की वैल्यू आ जाएगी, है ना, और दूसरी बार सेट 3 में सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दो, y की वैल्यू आ जाएगी, ठीक है। तो जैसे मैं तुम्हारे लिए सेट 2 कर देता हूं, तो रेट दे रखा है 0.4, रेट कांस्टेंट 0.01 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय द concentration of A which is given to be x multiplied by concentration of B which is 0.5, simple। तो यहां से x निकाल लो। Is that clear? I hope this is clear to everyone, है ना। ऐसे तुम y की वैल्यू निकाल लो, that's very easy question, okay, right। Now one question you said कि सर अगर हम 3-chlorobute-1-ene लेंगे, okay, right, अगर हम 3-chlorobute-1-ene लेंगे और इसकी HCl से रिएक्शन कराएंगे, तो यहां पर एक चीज याद रखना, ठीक है जयदीप, आयुष, यहां पे एक चीज याद रखना, इट शुड बी वन ऑफ द enantiomers, right, because can you see the molecule already contains a chiral carbon atom, can you guys see, did you guys think of this, इसमें ऑलरेडी एक chiral carbon है ना, तो इसमें ऑलरेडी एक chiral carbon है, तुम जानते हो if a molecule has chiral carbon it has 2 possible enantiomers, dextro and levo, okay, because you did not mention, so we will assume it is one of the enantiomers, either D और L, इसमें एक enantiomer होगा, ठीक है, तो one of the enantiomers को मैं रिएक्ट करा रहा हूं, ठीक है। जब तुम इसका HCl से एडिशन करोगे तो ऑब्वियसली मार्कोवनिकोव एडिशन होगा, यहां पे हाइड्रोजन जुड़ जाएगा, यहां पे क्या जुड़ेगा, क्लोरीन, राइट, यहां पे CHCl CH3, ठीक है, ये तुम्हारा प्रोडक्ट हो गया। अब यहां ध्यान से देखो, अगर मॉलिक्यूल में कायरलिटी नहीं है, मतलब इफ अ कार्बन इज अंडरगोइंग अटैक एंड इट इज achiral and that very carbon in the product has chirality, then always remember it has to be a racemic mixture. The reason is that such a reaction will always occur via the formation of a planar intermediate, which you guys also said is carbocation. So carbocation is planar. So this chiral carbon would have a specific configuration. This will remain because reaction is not happening here, right? Okay. And then here you are getting 2 enantiomers. Here you are getting 2 enantiomers D and L. So basically you will get a pair of diastereomers. Okay. Basically you will get a pair of diastereomers. Yes, correct, correct. ठीक है. So basically you will get a pair of diastereomers here. Okay. So yes, I think Akshay sir is here with some questions in mathematics, right? So I'll hand over to him. I'm sure you guys would be waiting also. So that's all in chemistry from my side. If anything comes up, I'll be back again.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
So guys, I have 2 or 3 questions or 4 questions to discuss from the subject mathematics, and then we'll be wrapping up this session. So how is your experience related to this shift? So like how did you find the questions? Were these questions easy or tough, or they were moderate? So put your comments in the comment section. Tell me what was your experience related to every section, that is the physics section, chemistry section and the math section. So what is your experience? Tell me about that. So we already have done some of the maths questions, and I have taken some few of another questions. So let me have this question in front of you, and then we'll be discussing more questions. Okay. So here is a 3D question that has been asked in the question paper of the JEE Mains, that is in the evening shift of today. Sir, I attempted 19 over 25 in maths. Very nice, Jaideep. It's good to hear that you are you have secured good questions in the mathematics. 19 out of 25, a good score. So let a line is passing through the point P and Q, meet the plane this at the point R. So can I write the equation of the line PQ first of all? Yes, it will be very easy for me to write the equation of the line PQ. So for writing the equation of the line PQ, I will consider a point P. So it will be x minus 2 over the parallel vector, then y plus 1 over the parallel vector, and then z minus 2 over the parallel vector. Okay. Now how to evaluate the parallel vectors? It will be x2 minus x1 I cap. So 5 minus 2, it will be 3. Then it is 3 minus of minus 1, that is 4. So PQ will become the parallel vector, 4 minus 2, and this will be the equation of the line which is passing through PQ. Now this line will meet the plane, the given plane at this point. So there is a plane given to us and there is a line given to us which is intersecting this plane at the point R. So how will I be able to get the point of intersection R of the line with the plane? So basically what we will do, we'll assume this as lambda, and we will have the coordinate of R in terms of lambda. So it will be 3 lambda plus 2, this is the first one, x coordinate, then 4 lambda minus 1, this is the y coordinate, then 2 lambda plus 2, this will be the z coordinate. So this is a point R. Now this point R is lying on the plane, so this will satisfy its equation. That means we will substitute the coordinate of the point R that I obtain in terms of lambda in the equation of the plane. So here it is, instead of x I am keeping 3 lambda plus 2, instead of y I am keeping 4 lambda minus 1, and instead of z I am writing 2 lambda plus 2, and this is equals to 4. So I just need to write 3 lambda plus 2 lambda, 5 lambda, 5 lambda minus 4 lambda, it will become 1 lambda. Then we have 2, then we have plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, it will become 5, and then it is equals to 4. So we got the value of lambda as minus 1. Once we have the value of lambda as minus 1, then it is very easy for me to write this coordinate, it is minus 1, because minus 3 plus 2. Then here it is minus 4 minus 1, it is minus 5, and then here it is minus 2 plus 2, it is 0. So we got the coordinate of the point R. Now what is the next question? So they told us that from this point R, the distance of the point R from this plane. So there is a new equation of plane given to us, and they are asking you to find the distance of the point R from this plane, and this distance that they are demanding is not perpendicular. So this distance that they are demanding is parallel to this given line. So how will I be able to calculate this distance? So point R I already have minus 1, minus 5 and 0. So first of all I will be determining, suppose this is a point RS, suppose this is S. So first of all I will be determining the coordinate of S. Once I get the coordinate of S, I'll apply the distance formula in between R and S to get the final answer. So how to get the coordinate of the point S? Before finding the coordinate of the point S, let me write the equation of RS. Guys, do you know if I want to write the equation of RS, I need to know one point. I already have the equation. I already have the point R. Then it is x plus 1, then it is y plus 5, then it is z minus 0. This is divided by the parallel vector. And what is the parallel vector to RS? Parallel vector to RS is this line, that is 2, 2, 1. So I am writing 2, 2, 1. In this way I will be able to get the equation of RS. I'll equate this RS to mu, and I will have the values of x, y, z in terms of mu. That will give me the coordinate of S in terms of mu. So x coordinate will be 2 mu minus 1, y coordinate will be 2 mu minus 5, and z coordinate will be mu itself. So basically I got the value of S coordinate in terms of mu, and I know that S coordinate lies in this plane. So therefore S coordinate will satisfy its equation. I'll have the value of mu, then I'll have the S coordinate. Once I have the X coordinate, then it will be very easy for me to apply the distance formula and get the distance RS. So a little bit, like a good amount of calculation is required for this question, but conceptually it is very easy. According to the length of the answer, this question can be considered to be consuming more than 3 minutes of your time. So we can find the angle between the plane and line and perpendicular distance between the point and the line, then apply d sec theta. Yes, that can also be one of the method, but in 3D generally you need to take care that you are not considering the things in the 2D geometry. Here we are considering in the 3D geometry, and in 3D geometry the angles can be a solid angle. Okay, so you need to make sure that whenever you are applying the concept of angle, so at that time these angles should be in the same plane, not in the different plane. Okay, this thing you need to keep in your mind before applying this concept. Okay, so the best way that I have done here is, first of all, there is a line PQ I have determined. Then this line PQ intersects at the point R in this plane. I have determined the point R. Once I get the point R, I need to determine the point R distance from this plane such that this distance is parallel to the given line. So I hope you all are able to understand the concept that we have applied here for determining the solution of this question. Can we go ahead for the next question? Can we go ahead for the next question? Say yes or no. All right. So we are moving ahead to the next question. So here is another question. This question is being asked by one of the student, Kirtan, and let us see how to complete this. Here the sum of the elements are given to you. A plus B plus C plus D is equals to 11, where A, B, C, D all are positive. Then we need to find the maximum value of this. Okay, maximum value of A raised to the power 5, B raised to the power 3, C square and D. We need to find the maximum value of it. So how will I be able to find? So basically, whenever these type of question is given, I want A raised to the power 5. So that means I will be splitting this A into 5 parts. These are the 5 parts that I am splitting this A upon 5, A upon 5, A upon 5, A upon 5. In the same way, I want to get B raised to the power 3. So I'll split this B into 3 parts, B upon 3, B upon 3, B upon 3. In the same way, I want C square. So I will split this C into 2 parts, C upon 2, C upon 2, and only D. Okay, so there are total 11 terms that are created. 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 2, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. And in these 11 terms, I will apply arithmetic mean greater than or equals to geometric mean. So if I write arithmetic mean, it will be A by 5 is taken 5 times. Then B upon 3 is taken 3 times. Then C upon 2 is taken 2 times. And then it is D. This is whole divided by 11. And this is greater than or equals to the geometric mean. So geometric mean is the product of all these quantities. A upon 5 raised to the power 5. B upon 3 raised to the power 3. C upon 2 raised to the power 2. And multiplied by D. So this is raised to the power 1 upon 11. So this is the geometric mean which I have written in the right hand side. Yes, I hope you are able to understand this. Once you are able to understand this, so here we have A, then we have B, then we have C plus D whole divided by 11. So we have the sum of A plus B plus C plus D, that is 11. So they will cancel out each other. And here it is A raised to the power 5, then it is B raised to the power 3, C raised to the power 2, then D. This is whole divided by 5 raised to the power 5, 3 raised to the power 3, 2 raised to the power 2, and there is a power 1 by 11 to it. Now what I'll do, I will make the power 11 to both the sides. Here also and here also, I'll apply the power 11 to both the sides. So 1 raised to the power 11, in this side it will be 1 itself. And in the right hand side it will be A raised to the power 5, then it is B cube, then it is C square, then D, and this is being divided by a quantity which is written here. So I'm taking this quantity here and it will be 5 raised to the power 5, then it is 3 cube, then it is 2 square. Alright, so this particular expression is less than or equals to this. That means the maximum value, of the given expression, of this expression, is 3750 into beta, and we need to get the value of beta. Now from this factor, if I take 3750 common, so inside it I will be only left with 90. So that means the maximum value of this expression is 3750 into 90. Hence the value of beta will be option A, that is 90. Are you all able to understand how we got the solution of this question? Just say yes or no. If you are able to understand this solution, then we can go ahead for the next question. All right. I hope you are not putting the comments. Yeah, answer will be 90, Vikash. Thank you so much. So I hope if you are not putting the comments in the comment section, that means you are able to understand it. Okay. Moving ahead to the next question. Here is a circle with the center 2, 0 and the maximum radius r is inscribed in the ellipse which is given here. Then the value of 12r square they are asking for. So let us try to draw the ellipse first of all. In this particular case, the ellipse will be the horizontal ellipse. It will have this point at 6, 0 and this point at 0, 3. Alright. So at the point 2, 0, this will be at the point 2, 0. A circle of the maximum radius is being drawn such that it touches the ellipse. So if I want that the point at which the circle touches the ellipse. Okay, so if this is the maximum point, so let us assume this is a parametric form, and the parametric form of this point P is given to us as 6 cos theta, 3 sin theta. That means A cos theta, B sin theta. Now at this point P, if I drop a normal to the ellipse, if I drop a normal to this ellipse, then definitely this normal will pass through 2, 0. That means the center of the circle. So I've written the parametric equation of the normal first of all. Do you know what is the parametric equation of the normal? So you know that the equation of the normal in case of ellipse will be what? it will be a square x upon x1 minus b square y upon y1 is equals to a square minus b square. And instead of x1 y1, you will substitute the value of a cos theta b sin theta. You will get this equation of normal. Now this normal will pass through 2 comma 0. I'll substitute 2 comma 0. I'll get the value of cos theta. I'll get the value of sin theta. Once I have got the value of cos and sin, then it is very easy for us to determine the coordinate of P. Now once we have got the coordinate of the point P, that is 8 upon 3 comma root 65 upon 3. So it will be very easy for us to determine the radius. So radius will be the distance between the point P and the point C. So just apply the distance formula between the P coordinate and the C coordinate. You will be able to get the R. Once you have the value of R, then it will be very easy for us to determine 12R square. So we will square R and we will multiply it by 12, and hence we will be able to get the final answer. Are you able to understand how to actually complete this solution? Is this clear to everyone how to complete the solution? The most important was to determine the P coordinate. Once we have P coordinate, we'll apply the distance formula. We'll be able to get PC distance, which is R. And once we are having the R, we will square this R and multiply it by 12. We will be able to get the value of 12R square. I hope you are able to understand how we have completed the solution of this question. And yes, 92 will be the final answer over here. Now we are moving ahead to the next solution. Can we go ahead for the next solution? Guys, please put some comments in the comment section. Are you all able to understand how we have completed this question? Just say yes or no. Just say yes or no. Then only I'll be moving to the next question. Thank you. So we are moving ahead to the next illustration. Here we go to the another question. There is a binomial theorem question. The expansion is given to you as 4x upon 5 minus 5 upon 2x raised to the power 2022. Then 1011 term from end. So this term from end is equals to 1024 times 1011 term from the beginning. Then we need to find the value of the modulus x. So how will I be able to do this question? So basically, what is the concept that we need to apply? So we want to get the term number 1011 term from end, and we want to get the term number 1011 term from the beginning. Okay, so we just need to make a relationship that 1011 term from the end, suppose this is A is equals to 1024 times 1011 term from the beginning. So how to do this question? Basically, the expansion that we have is 5. See, if I want to see what is the concept that we can apply, if I want to get the term from end, so instead of writing A minus B, we can just make it opposite. We can convert it to minus B plus A. We can convert it to minus B plus A. We will be writing minus B first of all and then plus A. And then it will be raised to the power 2022. Even if I take this negative common, it will be B minus A. And since this is an even power, so it will be converted to B minus A raised to the power 2022. So 1011 term from end in this expansion will be equals to 1011 term from beginning in this expansion will be equals to 1011 term from beginning in this expansion. So I have also used the same concept. 1011 term from end is equals to 1011 term from beginning in this expansion. And once we have written this, so we got the value of R as 1010, which is 1 less than 1011. And I applied the formula NCR, x raised to the power n minus r, y raised to the power r. So this expression raised to the power n minus r and the second expression raised to the power r. So this is the term number 1011 from the end. Now let us calculate the term number 1011 from the beginning. Once we have calculated the term number 1011 from end and 1011 term from beginning, we will be equating these two terms and hence we will be able to directly find the value of the modulus x. Are you all able to understand this? Yes, that is also a concept Rilangi-Apparao that we can apply it, that if I want to get rth term from end, it will be n minus r plus 1th term from beginning. But instead of applying that concept, it would be more better that if I want to calculate rth term, from end in expansion of x plus y raised to the power n. So calculate rth term from beginning. Calculate rth term from beginning in the expansion y plus x raised to the power n. So this is also the concept that we can apply. Else it's up to you. Either you want to apply that formula n minus r plus 1, that is also equally important, and this method is also equally important. So basically you will be equating this term with this term, and once you equate these two terms, you are observing that this coefficient, binomial coefficient, is same. So we just need to equate these factors and very easily we will be able to get to the final answer. Okay, so Jaideep is saying, sir, please read my previous, sir, all options were integer. I left it. Okay, so here these were not the options. These were not the options, Jaideep. These were not the options. All right, might be these questions that we have received are from the students and these are the memory based questions. So there can be a difference in the options, okay. But the glimpse of the question or the concept that is being used here in the question is almost same. So that is why we have brought here the questions in front of you, okay. Now the question pattern, the values can be different, but the question pattern is same, exactly same as that being asked in the question. Okay, so according to Jaideep, these are not the options. Okay, I don't know the exact question what is being asked there. So according to this, we just need to equate. We need to write A is equals to 1024 times B. So we will be writing here A is equals to 1024 times B, and once we equate these two, we will be able to get to the final answer. Okay, so just the calculation part is involved in this. You need to only take this calculation further, rest you'll be able to get the final answer. Okay, I hope you understood the way to actually complete or to deal with this question. Now we are moving ahead to the next illustration. Okay, okay, we don't have another question beyond that. One question I have received. One question I have received, I have on the paper. Okay, so there was a question to calculate the number of solutions. There was a question to calculate the number of solutions of e raised to the power 8x. Then we have e raised to the power 6x. Then we have 3 times e raised to the power 4x. Then we have e raised to the power 2x, and then we have plus 1 is equals to 0. So this was the equation given to you, and you need to exact question my answer to came like you, but sir, options were integers. Okay, okay. So we need to get to the answer. Might be there was some fault in your question paper. Okay. Or if we will be able to get the value of x, that might come integer. It depends on, have you taken 1024? Because if you haven't taken 1024, then you will get a different answer, I think. Okay, so it is a is equals to 1024 times b. So I think this 1024 will help us to actually eliminate the like rational part of it, fractional part of it. Okay, so that is the thing I was thinking about. So basically this is a question in which there is an equation given to us and we need to find the number of solutions. So how to deal with this problem? So here I will be taking one of the term, I will be taking one of the term to the right hand side, e raised to the power 8x, e raised to the power 6x, then we have e raised to the power 2x, then we have plus 1, and in the right hand side it is 3 times e raised to the power 4x. Now what I'll do, I'll divide the entire equation by e raised to the power 4x. So it will become e raised to the power 2x, it will become e raised to the, the first, after dividing it by e raised to the power 4x, the first will become e raised to the power 4x, then e raised to the power 2x, then it will be 1 upon e raised to the power 2x, and then it will be 1 upon e raised to the power 4x. And here we have 3. Now let us combine this with this, and let us combine this with this. Make a pair of this. So first and last are a raised to the power 4 plus b raised to the power 4. Since they are a raised to the power 4 plus b raised to the power 4, so they can be written as a square, so e raised to the power 2x plus 1 upon e raised to the power 2x whole square minus 2ab, and product of these two terms is 1, so that is why we can write a raised to the power 4 plus b raised to the power 4 as a square plus b square whole square minus 2ab. Okay, then I am taking the negative common and I am left with e raised to the power 2x plus 1 upon e raised to the power 2x. and this is equals to 3. This is equals to 3. So what we need to do here, I'll be assuming this e raised to the power 2x plus 1 upon e raised to the power 2x as t. And here this will be written as t square, then minus 2, then minus t is equals to 3. So let us bring all the terms to one side. It will be t square minus t minus 5 is equals to 0. If I try to factorize it, it will be t minus 3 into t plus 2. Then I'll be able to observe that two different values of t we are obtaining. One is t is equals to t is equals to positive 3, other is equals to negative 2. So this negative 2 is not possible because any power which is raised to a positive base is a positive base, and if I raise any power to it, the term will always be positive. So e raised to the power 2x plus e raised to the power 1 upon e raised to the power 2x, if I assumed it t, so t is always positive, and since t is always positive, so t is equals to minus 2 will be rejected. Now only one case is left here, that is t is equals to 3. Now if I write e raised to the power 2x plus 1 upon e raised to the power 2x as 3, so here if I assume this as, for example, if I am assuming this as p, suppose p if I am assuming, so this is p plus 1 upon p is equals to 3, which is a quadratic. Here we are obtaining a quadratic, and since we are obtaining a quadratic, so maximum number of solutions that we can have here is 2. So the number of solutions of this particular equation will be 2. Okay, is this clear to you? Okay, Jaideep says cannot be factorized. Okay, let me see if it is not being factorized. Oh, I have done one error. Yes. Just a minute. So let me write it again. Yes, this cannot be factorized. I think instead of 5, it is actually 6. Yes, let me apply the quadratic formula, but the answer will remain same. There will be no change in the answer. Let me tell you the reason why is it happening. So one answer will come positive, another will come negative. Let me see to it. So here we will have t is equals to minus b plus minus square root of b square. P square is 1 minus 4ac. It will become 21 over 2a. So one answer will be 1 plus root over 21 over 2, and the other answer will be 1 minus root over 21 over 2. So this negative answer will be rejected over here. And then 1 plus root over 21, instead of writing this 3, let us write here 1 plus root over 21. Okay, let us write here 1 plus root over 21 over 2. Okay, so we will be forming a quadratic over here, and since we are forming a quadratic, so the number of solutions that we will obtain here will be 2. Are you all able to understand how actually we got the number of solutions of this equation? Just say yes or no in the comment section. Hariya bacha, are you all able to understand this solution? Just say yes or no. I am waiting for your response. जल्दी से बता दो समझ में आया या नहीं आया. कोई डाउट है यहाँ तक? कोई भी डाउट है क्या? एक दो क्वेश्चन और देख लेते हैं अगर हो तो मेरे पास. ऑल राइट, ऑलमोस्ट सारे क्वेश्चन हमने कवर अप कर दिए हैं. चलो बहुत बढ़िया. So thank you so much guys for attending this live session. I hope you have enjoyed or you have experienced the JEE Mains paper solution of today's, and we'll be coming live in all these sessions of the JEE Mains wherever we have, on whichever dates we have the paper of the JEE Mains. We'll be coming live in the morning shift as well as in the evening shift. Okay, so thank you once again everyone for joining this live session. According to you, how was the level of the shift? Yes, it is bit conceptual, it was bit lengthy. If anyone is able to crack the maths examination, then they would be finding the physics portion and the chemistry portion little bit easier. So according to me, the level of the shift was higher than the previous shifts, and in the morning also I have experienced the same. The level has increased. So morning level and the evening level shift were almost same, and if I compare to the previous days, yes, the level of the question paper has been raised. So this is my experience that I have obtained from here. Sir, my exam is tomorrow. Wish me all the best. Yes, Lakshita, wish you luck, and I want that Lakshita should secure more than 99.9 percentile in tomorrow's JEE Mains examination. And Lakshita, please give me the feedback. How was your examination by coming live into our session? Okay, so I'll be waiting for your response then. So gearing a level little bit. Yes, NTA always do this because we are able to get the questions from the like initial shifts, and the students have also experienced those questions. So that is why for the upcoming shifts, all those students who are having the examination on the later shifts experienced a tougher level questions. So this is all about today's session. Thank you so much everyone for joining today's session. I hope you have done all your preparation for your upcoming shift dates and the examinations. Wish you luck, and we'll be meeting soon tomorrow in the morning at 12:30 for the next paper discussion of the JEE Mains. So thank you so much once again. All the best everyone. Bye bye. Take care. I'm going to end this session now.